everyone. Welcome to another episode of Into the Mist. This is episode 8 of our Curse of Strahd campaign. We want to thank you so much for joining us today. I'm going to sit a little further forward here because we don't have our fourth camera today.
Yeah, fourth camera.
So should I sit on the end of the table?
Yeah, just sit
just
on there.
right in front of the camera.
Yeah,
right there.
Yeah, that'd be great, right?
Snuggle up close to the camera lens.
So good. He's so awesome. Want to thank, first of all, a big shout out to all of our main title sponsors. The first, obviously, being Dungeons and Dragons. Thank you so much for having us on your Twitch channel right now. And we are thankful for that and for helping us to make this happen. Because without your sponsorship, we wouldn't be able to. It takes resources to do this, and everyone and every little bit helps, so we thank you for that. Also want to thank Beetle and Grimm, of course. They are our other main title sponsor. They have an incredible silver edition of Rime of the Frost Maiden that they have released. And it is on sale now. I don't think it's sold out, and they're also selling the Curse of Strahd box, which is why they're sponsoring this game. A lot of the things that you see on the end of the table here are actually handouts that we have given the players from that box, which are amazing and incredible. And there are so much more that we will be receiving in the next couple weeks from that box. So you can check them out at www.beetleandgrims.com. And then, of course, as always, Sirenscape, our ongoing sponsor. And you can check them out at www.sirenscape.com/RealmSmith. And if you put RealmSmith into the search bar, you can find all of the sound sets that we have created for Into the Mist that you can purchase for your own home game of Curse of Strahd. All of our product sponsors, as usual, we've got WizKids, Dwarven Forge, Hero Forge, of course, Mithril Armory. You guys are doing a giveaway today, is that right?
Yes, we are.
Okay, tell me about it.
We're going to do 3 tin 20s in the first half to one person, and then 3 tin 20s in the second half to a person. So stick around for the whole thing, folks.
Right. Awesome. And then D&D Beyond, of course, we are powered by and who we use for all of our stats and stuff. And even some digital rolling. We use the digital dice on D&D Beyond, which has been awesome. Want to thank all of our Realmers on the Discord for all of your roleplay wonderfulness. Last night, they had a session that was on Zoom and on Discord, and it was like 20 players, and Scuba, one of our Smith Guardians, DM'd it, which was great. Nice. And then I jumped in as a secret character kind of halfway through, and it was pretty awesome. So that was a lot of fun. But if you want to roleplay on our Discord with our Realmers, you can do that by subscribing at either Tier 1, Tier 2, or Tier 3 on Twitch, and then you will get access to all kinds of crazy, awesome opportunities on our Discord that will actually affect this stream, and in turn, this stream affects the and you'll see a lot of that stuff, and potentially maybe even some tonight. Which is very exciting. I want to thank our Smith Guardians, of course. They are our moderators. They are our plot team. They are the folks that run quests. They are so much more than just moderators, and we want to thank them for that. As well as our producer in the back tonight is Julian. Josh has more important things to do or something tonight.
Well then,
So,
Mr. Josh.
Like, what is with that?
I don't know.
Right?
We'll have a chat.
Yeah, not cool. Jasper's game day went incredible. That was this past Sunday. We had lots of viewers. They raised tons of money. I think they raised, their original goal was 15,000. I think they raised, or 10,000. I think they raised 25,000. Yeah, it was 10,000. They raised 25.
Wow.
I think Noura played in
30.
30. It got up to 30.
Wow.
Last time
30.
I saw it was 25. So that is amazing.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And Noura played 3 games that day.
Whoa.
That weekend or that day.
Yeah. Oh man.
How many games in the whole event though?
The whole week was 6 games.
Wow.
I played 6 streams last week, and then today, jumping right in.
Amazing. That's great.
Well then.
And so you're not tired at all and ready to go.
No, I'm running on my obsession for dice and Red Bull.
I like it. It's good. It's good. And through Jasper's game day, what we did was a one-shot that featured Noura, Josh in his Vistani character from our Discord, and of course Sterling, and then a number of our community members. Sakura, Puffy Lion, and Roman Wolf joined us in their Vistani roles.
That's cool.
And there was a one-shot that took place that fills in story between the seasons.
Oh.
That you guys don't know about because you were off helping build the rest of Vallaki.
Yep.
They were awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, and the community members were amazing.
Yeah.
And lots of no death to be had, but lots of fun to be had. It was
Every
awesome.
dog has its fleas, or every
It
dirty
was
dog
really, really
has its fleas or something.
Can you tell me the
Watch
key
the
roll?
dogs.
Can you tell me the keyword for the Mithril
Mithril.
thing? So you just put Mithril into the chat.
Yep.
So in order to be entered into the 1020 giveaway, put Mithril, MYTHROLL, and you will be entered once only. Twice you will be disqualified, unfortunately, and then you can go. So just enter that into the chat as you go, and you will be entered. We have merch, of course, as usual. We have t-shirts and hoodies and phone cases and all kinds of stuff across both of our seasons. The Tides of Wildmount and In the Mist, and you can find that all actually below on RealmSmith, on twitch.tv/RealmSmith. It exists, is a little widget that you can basically click and it'll take you to the merch store. And that is really awesome. It's been amazing actually to see on socials all of our community buying the shirts and then wearing them in the wild.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It's wild. Is really what it is. And also, in order to enter the Mithril giveaway, you have to be on the RealmSmith Twitch, but then you can go back to Beetle and Grimm's or to D&D in order to enjoy it from there. Tuesday night, that is tomorrow night, we will have Behind the Screen. That is our usual kind of spoilerific, awesome Q&A session that we have with the community that is hosted by myself, then not by myself, by me.
Yes.
Both ways.
That's right.
It's both ways are correct.
Yeah, that's right.
Both by myself and by myself.
Yes.
Both of you are going to be there.
Both of us.
Yeah.
Yes.
All of us. Lately, I'm kind of sure. Yeah, exactly. I wonder sometimes. And Thursday will be hosted by himself, Joel Auge, for Players Table. And what I've enjoyed actually from Joel recently is that you've been bringing up clips and then kind of playing them and going through them again and talking through them. Dave clearly does not watch the show because he just went, that's interesting. And then...
Yeah, you guys didn't see that
watch
show.
it. They're not
but
committed Realm
you
Smith
should
people.
watch it back.
I watched some of them.
No, but especially you, because there's a special
It's not
piece
last
in
week.
there that I do with Adam's character face. I removed your mouth and put my mouth behind it. It was awesome.
Didn't Conan O'Brien used to do that?
Yeah,
on
all
the
the
show?
time.
Yeah, exactly. So it's called something, but I can't remember what
Quality
it's called.
programming.
Quality programming.
Quality program. Actually, the best quality programming of the episode was Joel sang a song at the end and put all of the viewers in tears. Not because it was so bad.
That's how bad it was.
Really touching and really great.
Thanks, Jay.
So it was amazing. It was really, really great.
really
So
fun.
check out Players Table. I've told him he has to do that every show now. And now I've just put that out into the public, so you have no choice.
I have no choice.
And then Sunday will be another Nolzers episode. We haven't done a couple episodes or a couple weeks of episodes because of Jasper's game day and other things going on. But I'm going to absolutely try to do a Nolzers on Sunday because it would be great. And then we're back for episode 9 on Monday. That is all the announcements for today. Sorry, we started a little late. I just wanted to say real quick, just a note about Jasper's game day and how important it is. I know this is one event, but talking about awareness around suicide and mental health is incredibly important. It's something that's really close to our hearts, and it was really an honor to be a part of that entire event. I've already told Fenway that we want to be involved next year.
Awesome.
And even maybe in a larger role of whatever she needs us to do. So they were very happy. Everybody enjoyed our one shot. So hopefully we can do it again next year. And of course, what I didn't say earlier, as an aside, is that if you subscribe to our channel, this little potion bottle will blink blue, and if you follow us, it'll blink purple. And that is just to let us know that you guys are out there, and so that we can feel the love tangibly in the room. Apart from that, I also lost my grandmother today to cancer after a number of years of struggling with it. So that is what D&D means to me. I got another email yesterday from someone who said that they've been struggling with mental health for a lot of years. Watching Jasper's game day and hearing Todd's story really hit them, and D&D is what keeps them going sometimes. And we get weekly messages and emails about the fact that this show does that for people. It gets them through another week and helps them to escape. And that our D&D Discord community allows people to kind of have a community that they can speak to. And people who are feeling alone, especially during a global pandemic, can do that. So despite how hard today was, being here with my friends is what matters, and I hope that comes through. I hope that us being friends around a table, enjoying Dungeons and Dragons, and just letting you into kind of at our table comes through in what we do. So, thank you everyone for all of your support and for helping us to continue to do this. Oh, all right. Are you guys ready to enter the mists?
Let's do it.
All right. And Noura, thank you for coming tonight.
Oh, my pleasure.
Thank you.
Always fun to be here.
We do not have a Rictavio with us today, but that was on purpose because that is kind of where the narrative has gone. So, over the last number of episodes, it's been quite eventful. You made a trip to the Abbey of St. Markovia, where you retrieved one of the first items, or the first item, of the foretold items that Madame Eva said you may need in order to find a way to leave this land, to beat the devil Strahd, to destroy him finally, and then rid this land of its horrible curse that he has brought to it. Upon realizing what the abbot was up to in his abbey, you decided to take a bit of a different approach, realizing that in fact he was a deva, an angelic messenger from the Morning Lord, who thought he was on a mission of good, but in fact was deceived by Barovia itself, by Strahd himself. He realized that upon coming to a pool within Kresk, that was a pool to the Morning Lord. At that time, Irina, who through this whole campaign has been Strahd's love interest, his quarry, his obsession, she returned back to Sergei. Sergei being the brother of Strahd, who Tatiana, who Sergei was meant to be wed to, Strahd had fallen in love with her, and then all heck broke loose, and I can't quite tell you what that is. But you know the connection there. Irina, having Tatiana's soul and spirit come forth, entered the pool, disappeared, seemingly forever. At that point, Callie, distraught from having her Deva be a corrupted creature that she's been talking to and is leading her here to this point, her entire life, took off. You don't know where she is. The Deva flew away with Ismark, who is Irina's brother's dead body. At that point, you returned to the burgomaster's cottage in Kresk, and Rictavio graciously offered to raise his last son, who had died of natural causes just 7 days ago. The son was raised. There was joy finally for the first time experienced in Barovia. But even in that joy, there was sorrow. Even in that joy, there was a sense of loss for Irina. And even though she appeared to be happy, you're still questioning whether or not that was the right and proper thing to do in that moment.
Yes, we are.
You all enjoyed a night of food and laughs and stories, something again that has not been common, and really you haven't had. There was a sense of family within this cottage. Even though Ilya, his son, you could tell had some sort of onset of madness due to being resurrected, that family of the Kreskov family and the Kreskov line will live on because of you. You are given rooms to rest. Is there anything you would like to do before you turn in for the evening? You've kind of basically just set your bedrolls after you've helped kind of patch up some of the walls from the damage that David did in the Kreskov cottage. You've kind of set your bedrolls out in the open area in front of the hearth. Is there anything that you guys want to do before you turn in?
Yeah, I'm gonna head over to where Dmitri is.
Okay.
I'm assuming we all have separate rooms. That's the case, right? Oh no.
No, you're all in the main area of the cottage, basically.
Okay, cool.
Ilya has a room, they have a room, and then there's just basically a kitchen and main area connected with a fireplace.
So I'll walk over to Dmitri, and with a warm cup of just tea in my hands, I'll walk over and go nudge him. Hey, Dmitri. Perhaps you can let me know what it's like to when you attune to the thing. I've never had a magic item before, and I'm curious what it will feel like for you. Will you let me know?
Yeah, I'd almost forgotten. Yes, I'll let you know what it feels like. That's true, yes. Sorry, I'm very, very tired. It's been quite a day, hasn't it?
It's been a crazy day. Crazy, crazy. Let us rest.
Yes, yeah. Goodbye.
I'll go.
And you just kind of turn over. Goodbye. You turn over in your bedroll because you guys are basically right beside each other.
That's what you guys say right before bed, right?
Yeah, goodbye.
Yeah, goodbye. Yeah.
Okay, goodbye.
Good day. Go ahead. Anything else? No. Okay. Everyone else settles in. Ezmerelda, anything for you?
Only just briefly because I did tried to pickpocket and then willingly gave over those paints.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of lay them out and afraid to kind of like really touch them. I just kind of want to observe what they are.
Okay. Okay. And because you don't necessarily have to attune to them, I don't think. Again, they just look like glistening bottles of paint. I think there were 4 of them. A couple of them have already been used as she was doing her painting. But it looks like a kind of an ornate box of paints.
My understanding, just so we all know, is that there was she had time to do 1 usage out of 10, there's 1,000 square feet.
Yeah.
And she used 100, right? Or something like that?
I thought it was 10 square feet.
Oh, well then.
Yeah, it was only
way
a
more.
door.
Oh, right, it was a door.
Yeah.
And she didn't finish the whole door.
Oh, no, but she also did the ground,
Right.
which would have been another...
Yeah, so it's 1,000 square feet per bottle.
Oh, per bottle.
And we got 4.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
okay, so we're good.
Yeah, so you're good.
can
Yeah,
paint
I'd
the
say you're good.
stadium.
You probably used, I'd say, maybe 15 square feet.
Okay.
We'll say at this point. So if whoever has those paints or whoever will have them moving forward, right now it says Esmeralda, just keep track of that. And then if you pass it on, let people know how many charges kind of are left.
Will do.
Of those paints. All right, you all settle into sleep for the evening as the fire kind of crackles. And for the first time, there's a warmth about the evening, but you do wonder how long that will or will not last. Muskoka.
Oh, gosh.
You wake up a number of times throughout the evening, still getting the rest that you need, but you find yourselves kind of tossing and turning a bit more, not sleeping as heavily as you have in the last number of weeks. Your mind flip-flops. It replays some of the intense combat that you've had. It replays your life before you came here in Eberron. And then other dreams that you can't quite remember, but you remember waking up quite afraid from, terrified from. Not being kind of able to sleep, you kind of turn and you try to find kind of a comfy spot on this cold stone floor. The heat of the fire has kind of died down. It's just embers at this point. And as you kind of roll over to face the fire, you see what appears to be 2 eyes in the fireplace, in the depth, in the dark depth of the fireplace. And these eyes are flickering from the embers that still exist within the base of where the ash has kind of been created. And you see them blink as they kind of stare at you. And all you see is these eyes. And then you see a dark hand kind of stretch over the front of the stonework.
Oh.
And then again, a dark hand. And you can tell that this being, whatever it is upside down. And and its hands are curling basically around the stonework.
Like a really horrid Santa Claus.
What do you do?
After rubbing my eyes for a moment
Yeah.
and confirming that I actually see it, it's not...
Perception check.
Oh, okay. Ooh, 22. No, 20.
With a 20, this is as real as you imagine anything would be.
Okay.
The thing is when you're in a dream, it always feels real until you're not in that dream anymore and you realize it's not.
Yeah.
The problem is when you go to raise your hands to rub
Yep.
your eyes, you can't. And at this point, you're experiencing what appears to be or feels like paralysis. Like your whole body has stopped.
Oh my god.
And you are basically locked onto this creature who continues to crawl slowly out of the fireplace.
Oh my god.
As it kind of curls around, you see that the rest of its body is up through the fireplace.
Yeah.
But the top part begins to curl and twist, and you hear snapping and cracking as it turns to face you.
Can I
As
speak?
its hand comes
Can I
down,
yell?
you can absolutely try. No. Another hand in front of you. You are the one that is closest to the fireplace. And
Good.
as this creature begins to crawl towards you, the moonlight coming through one of the windows illuminates this shock of black hair, horns protruding from their head, and this deep purple skin.
Oh my gosh.
Do I see any of this as a sentry?
You do not.
Okay.
As far as you know, you saw him, and you've been watching him actually kind of toss and turn.
Yeah.
Give me a perception check, please. Or, give me an insight check.
21.
Okay. With the 21, you can tell that he's having pretty serious dreams.
Can I go over to wake him up?
You can absolutely try. The question is, at what point did you realize because he's been tossing and turning the entire night.
Right.
And he'll turn, and then he'll look at you, and then he'll turn. And at one point, he actually turns and he stops. And it seems like he is still. But other than that, you don't sense or feel anything.
I can't move. Oh my gosh. Okay, well I continue to do nothing then.
Okay. And he is still, as he is lying there at this point.
Okay, what does it do?
10 minutes pass as this creature comes in
Yeah.
and basically cross-legged, and you can tell that as it comes closer to you, even though it was small coming out of the fireplace, you imagine this creature would be 6, 7, maybe even 8 feet tall if it were to stand. And it comes in and it crawls, and this woman, you can see, long black hair, wearing rags, looks really familiar.
Oh.
As she sits cross-legged in front of you
Yeah.
and just puts her hands on her knees like this, and she watches you. As you have no other recourse but to just blink, you close your eyes, you open them, she's still there. In her hand, she opens her hand,
Okay.
and what you see is teeth. The teeth
Your
appear
teeth.
human. The teeth appear small.
Oh, human.
As she starts to throw them up in the air, and they land in her hand. And she looks at them, and she plays with them, and she moves them around on the ground as you watch. You watch for 10 minutes, you watch for 15 minutes, you watch for half an hour. 45 minutes pass.
You're screaming inside yourself. Because we can't hear you.
And this is the horrid thing.
An
here?
hour passes.
She's not traditionally beautiful, but you didn't have to describe
Yeah,
it
no.
that way.
An hour passes, and you immediately wake.
Yeah.
She's gone.
Oh my gosh, what a psychotic thing. Okay, so
And you think, at this point, you imagine it feels like it was a dream.
I'm just gonna ask a stupid question.
Or a
It was-
nightmare.
It was the hag. It looked like the hag.
It looked like the hag.
Okay, I quickly feel around my my mouth to make sure my teeth are there, because we've all had that dream that when your teeth fall out.
Yeah, no.
Right.
Still there.
I'm going to I'd like to grab a torch or a candle and kind of peek up the chimney. Was it like a chimney she came down?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I want to take a look up there and see if there's any sign that somebody actually came down there.
You hear sleigh bells.
Okay. At this point,
You see a red sack.
you
that Satan
start
glass?
to kind of move around to get your torch, and you feel weak. You feel unrested.
Good.
Your hit point maximum is reduced by 7.
Oh.
Okay.
And
You didn't need those.
and you just feel like rest will not come. At this point, you are pretty much wide awake and pretty deeply freaked out by what has just happened.
Okay.
Okay. At this point, you see in your sentry's rest, you see him kind of wake up. He starts to kind of rummage through his bag. He's kind of looking at his hands. He doesn't quite. He looks kind of not quite.
Okay. When I check the chimney, can I see any sign that a monster came down a sooty chimney and crawled across the floor physically?
Investigation check, please.
Very light dice.
15.
15 plus 2, 17.
17?
Yeah.
No. There is no sign of any sort of claw marks, movement, even the soot-filled inside from just having a fire. You imagine there would be smear marks. You imagine there would be things that happened. There is no physical evidence of any sort of.
It's kind of screwed up.
So
Oh, I had the craziest dream.
You kind of say that out loud?
Yeah.
They're all still sleeping around you. It's still kind of like in the
Okay.
middle of the night. You're not even sure how soon.
I'll
you know,
say
I
it,
never sleep though.
Okay.
and then I'll head back to my bed.
Okay, so you kind of say it. You guys can make Constitution saving throws to see if you guys wake.
I would have heard him though, because
You hear him for sure.
So
Yeah.
You hear him, no problem. The rest of them would have to make saving throws to see if they wake.
Muskoka.
No, I rolled a 1.
Natural one. Yeah,
Yeah,
you
I'm
dart.
asleep.
You no, you would dart up because the idea is Constitution saving throw. It's like if your Constitution, if you do well, it means you manage to be able to sleep through things.
Okay.
Low, that's my interpretation of it. Low means you're having a really rough sleep and anything will
Okay.
wake you. And so in this scenario, a 1 would actually bring you completely up, and Noura basically sits upright in bed and is completely awake.
Nora does?
Dagger in hand.
Yeah, dagger in
Esmeralda
hand.
does.
Wait.
Esmeralda does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got
okay.
a 16.
You're fine.
It's sorry, I missed that. I was just looking.
Constitution saving throw.
Oh no. 12.
Okay. You managed to stay asleep with a 16. You managed to. You wake up with a 16. You managed to stay asleep. You're awake. So Falpher's still sleeping. Everyone. These guys start to kind of stir. He starts to stir. Nora straight up. Esmeralda sits bolt straight, and then of course Sterling. You
So-
come out of your sentry's rest then. At this point.
Yeah, just to talk to him.
I'll realizing I woke up, I'll just cover my mouth like, oh, sorry. I didn't
Muskoka.
wake you up. Oh, yeah.
What are you doing?
Oh, so I've got like no armor on, right? That's
No,
how we
yeah.
sleep. So I'm just in kind of my long underwear, sleeping clothes
Yeah.
by the
Your
fireplace.
flannels. Yeah.
Oh, I had a crazy dream.
Does your long underwear have like a flap in the back?
It does,
Oh,
of
wouldn't
course.
you like to know?
With one broken button.
Does it?
Yeah, one broken button, just a half a hairy cheek.
That's great.
Sorry.
Do you have a beaver tail?
Oh.
Never mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So, I just had this crazy dream about the hag. I dreamt that the hag came in the chimney, and she was playing with little
Oh, and I'm
teeth.
asleep.
She was like throwing the little teeth around, and now I feel like just so terrible.
Last night, Falpher had a dream about a hag.
Was that just last night?
I remember seeing it. It climbed on top of him, and he felt tired when he woke up.
Oh, thank God she didn't do that to me. She was just playing with teeth. But I feel so tired now.
You've been tossing and turning all night.
Are you watching me when I'm sleeping?
I watch everyone when they sleep.
Okay.
Well, yeah, he's not sleeping.
I
And
don't.
you're turning and tossing and making noises and waking everybody else up.
Sorry, I was having a really bad dream. I think it was a dream. Like I don't see any tracks from her, but it felt so real.
With teeth, you say?
Yeah, little teeth, like children's teeth.
No.
Oh, yeah. I don't know who does that.
Well,
We
Well-
literally ate pies made of kids. You don't understand why she might have a bag of teeth.
Oh yeah, I guess you keep the teeth out of there. Yeah, I just
It
feel
is
so
a
weak.
disturbing thing to see, though. I'll
don't-
give you that.
I don't know why I would feel so weak after just a bad dream.
well, the same thing happened with Falpher. When I saw a hag climbing to him.
Did he get better?
I don't know.
Did he? Maybe if I just rest some more, I'll be better.
Maybe. But that's 2 nights in a row.
Yeah, Muskoka, you dreaming about that is one thing, but you actually seeing the hag over Falpher, you said?
Yes. And I don't sleep, so
That would freak me out.
Well, the dream freaked me out too.
I think maybe we should go hag hunting soon.
Yeah.
Or we set a trap for it.
How do we trap it if it comes in dreams?
What do you
That's
think
a
it's
very good
after?
question.
I thought you had an idea.
We killed one of the hags. Maybe this is revenge. We destroyed its windmill. It's,
Oh, that is true.
I think it was our windmill.
well,
Hey,
we destroyed the windmill. We ruined its source of income.
Yeah.
I think we should find them. We should kill them.
Well,
It is the right thing to do.
How are we gonna find them? If it was just they're coming to us in our dreams, and how are they hurting us in our dreams?
There must be a way. If they're coming to us, is there maybe a way to trap them?
let
Maybe.
me see if they're still nearby. And I want to use divine sense.
Okay.
First thing in the morning.
First thing in the morning.
Anything affected that isn't behind cover. Fiend, undead, or celestial.
I don't know. Hag would be fiend, undead.
Yeah. You again. The world kind of goes. The rest of the world goes dark, and typically you know that there's a halo around things that you look, and you kind of close your eyes and you start to sense, and there is nothing. What's the range on it? Sorry, just to be sure.
60 feet, but
Yeah. No.
can't be behind total cover.
Yeah. Okay. So if it was in this room, you would know, but it is not.
I think we're in the clear at the moment.
How do you think we're going to trap something that appears only to one person? Because Sterling, you were awake, and you didn't see her.
Not this time, no.
Oh, good point.
Its
Sorry.
power seems to be beyond our understanding, but there must be someone that knows.
Well, the people that helped me when I left my village, they made things called dream catchers. I don't know if that would catch a hag in a dream.
It might be worth a try. It sounds promising.
You're asleep. I don't even know what you're making faces
I'm
about.
just asleep. Pay no attention to me.
He's dreaming of something very funny.
Hope there's a hag on top of you. Mr. DM,
Yes.
you're not going to tell me this, but I have
Nope.
this ointment.
Yes.
Kyoftins
Yeah.
ointment.
Yeah. What does it do?
As an action, one dose of the ointment can be swallowed or applied to the skin. The creature regains 2d8 plus 2 hit points, ceases to be poisoned, and is cured of any diseases. Do I happen to feel like I'm poisoned or have a disease of some sort?
Medicine check.
Ooh, 21.
That is a great question.
I was hoping I'd fail.
I gotta look out.
No.
Sorry, so it heals you and then removes any disease?
Poisoning or diseases?
You don't think you have a disease. 21, you said?
Yep.
You don't feel diseased. You just feel weak. Like you haven't
Like just
slept
crappy sleep
in
weak.
a number of days, though. Like
Oh
it's
my gosh.
like the weakness feels like no matter of sleep would bring that back. And you feel unrested from the evening, but it isn't necessarily a disease.
Do I still get a long rest?
Yeah, we got a long rest.
Yeah.
He said you got a long rest.
Okay, that's good news. Okay. So I don't know what we can do right now though.
But you said you saw it last time,
Yes,
so maybe it isn't only in our dreams.
maybe.
Maybe it seems that way.
Maybe there's something about my century's rest that still allows some sense of dream, but I did see it.
I checked around the fireplace to see if any of the soot had been moved, but it looks like no one came in.
Do I not hear any of this discussion
Let's be quiet so we don't wake up Falpher.
Oh, why should he get more sleep? Wake him up.
All right, so I'll
I'll
stand
just-
up and I'll
Knock him awake.
poke him.
Yeah, so you wake up.
Okay.
If somebody like kind of shakes you or something, and you wake up.
What is going on?
You know the hag?
Yes?
You know how it sat on your chest last night?
Yes?
Well, apparently it was staring at Muskoka and juggling some teeth. Children's teeth. And he's feeling very tired.
She was doing what?
I woke up and I saw her climb out of the chimney, and she sat in front of me and didn't touch me and threw around some tiny teeth. Now, I guess they might not have been children's teeth. They could have been like halfling teeth. I don't know.
Could you move
Do you have
while
all
she
your
was
teeth?
doing it? I have
Yeah,
all,
could you also open your mouth and maybe we can check the size?
I have every
compare
one
the
of my
size?
teeth.
Has he got all of his teeth?
Yes.
Were they the same size as
For
you?
the record, my teeth are not children's teeth.
Okay.
They're small, but not children. Okay. So you say could you move while you were sleeping?
Nope.
You could not move.
No, I couldn't. I tried. I was gonna jump up, talk to you guys, yell, whatever. I couldn't move.
Oh, it's very
She didn't touch me though in my dream, but I still feel really weak.
Oh, that's what I felt. Very weak. Could not move.
Yeah, but she climbed on you, like drooled on your face. Like she didn't even touch me.
That's very strange. Again.
So like, if she could do that without climbing on me, why did she climb on you?
I'm perhaps a little more attractive. I'm not sure. It could be. It could be it. Yes, probably that. But the truth is, we cannot let this hag of a lady come and steal away our ability to fight during the day.
Oh, I agree.
I think we should hunt her down.
How do we do such a thing? Hunt down... I guess we know where they lived before.
Well, maybe someone like Madame Eva would know, or the abbot, if we could ever track him down, or somebody that knows more than us.
Well, I mean, are we just going to let the abbot take Callie from us like he did? And perhaps if we go find him, he can tell us where the hags are, or... I don't know, what do we do?
I want to. Can I spend a moment? This is not my religion, but I want to, in Celestial, pray to the god of the morning and
Okay.
ask that he sends the abbot back.
Okay.
Like, oh, it's Celestial God
Yeah.
of the morning, would you
Yeah.
please send the abbot of the winged guy with the
Do we
beaver
see him
hair
doing this? Or do
come
we see
back
you
to
doing
us?
this?
Do you say it out loud?
Oh, out loud, hands up,
What are you doing?
in
Give me
Celestial.
a religion check, please. So you hear him just start to, in a language that you don't understand.
Can I tell if he's being
That's a 21.
sarcastic or not?
No, wow.
I'm not being sarcastic. I'm
it sounds
asking
like a
the
prayer.
Lord of the morning.
It sounds like a prayer, but because obviously he's in the prayer stance.
But does he say the word morning lord in common?
Do you?
No, it's in Celestial.
Yeah.
Okay,
No, completely
so-
in Celestial.
okay.
The whole thing is in
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I heard the abbot praying in Celestial
Okay.
to the morning
Okay.
Lord. So I'm gonna take little bits from that
Right.
and add my own spice. Little
Okay.
dash of maple syrup to it.
Okay. All right.
All right.
I mean, you don't feel anything. You don't hear anything.
Okay.
Sun doesn't shine through the window. Nothing like that. You're.
Well, what are you doing?
Well, I was trying to see if we could get the abbot's help by asking the morning Lord to send him. Like it does. It sounds crazy, okay, but it's been a bit of a crazy week.
We just got rid of the abbot.
But he could. We
You want
just
to
say
bring
he
him
could-
back?
He might be able to help us to find the hag.
We need to find
I
somebody that
am
can
willing
help.
to talk to anybody else besides the abbot at this point.
Do you know anybody that would know about
Yes.
hags?
Esmeralda,
Do I know it?
you must know someone.
Do I know anybody?
Well,
Sorry. That would know about hags
Yeah.
specifically.
That might help us with in trapping any sort of.
Well, so first of all, you are a monster hunter, so you may have some knowledge of hags. Can you give me a nature check, please?
Okay.
And then, of course, Van Richten would know.
Yes.
If you don't.
That's 13.
Okay, so what you do know is that hags come in covens. If there are 3 or more, it's a problem. and they're much more powerful that way. You definitely know that they can stop, especially this specific night. The night hags that you fought were specifically, the hags you fought were specifically night hags, and they can haunt the dreams of those that sleep.
Oh, that's what they're doing.
And they travel the material plane to, they travel the ethereal plane to do it. So they're actually not on the same plane. They're on the plane of dreams when they do that.
Yeah. I don't know if we're going to be able to catch this hag because these night hags specifically travel in dream planes to mess with you,
This is
knowing that you can't do anything because you're dreaming.
I just pictured the night hag in like Wonder Woman's invisible
Yeah,
jet,
an airplane.
like a dream plane. And like, I'm sorry.
Also,
she has a beautiful airplane.
The whole broomstick thing that is like totally false, that is a stereotype. Like, they don't need brooms.
J.K. Rowling!
But I will say you need to be careful if there's 3 or more because a coven will absolutely ruin your day.
There were 3 and we
Yeah,
killed one, now there's only 2.
I know, so I don't know.
Well, if they're weaker now, maybe we can...
Maybe they were recruiting Muskoka.
Wait one moment here. Okay, so it happened to me while I was sleeping in a dream, and
Yeah.
then it happened to Muskoka in the dream. But while I was dreaming, Sterling could see the hag on me.
did it happen in your dream
Yeah,
or
that's
did it
what
happen in his dream?
Oh,
And I am.
well, no.
Well, no, we
Because-
both remember.
But, so I know that Sterling said he saw it, but Falpher, did you see it?
Did you wake up and see it? Or see it in a dream?
I had to tell you in the morning.
Oh, you're right. I'm just
So you
remembering
didn't-
it like it's my own dream. Oh my goodness, they are totally messing with us.
It's been a long day. There must be a way
So
to
you
track
see
them
the
down.
little predicament we're in.
Yes. But what is interesting is that Sterling is not really sleeping, but he's dreaming.
Oh, I have an idea.
That is the crazy part. I don't understand that.
At this moment, it actually occurs to you that Rictavio is not in the room. And you look to where his bedroll was, and it's gone.
Where'd he go?
In its place,
Why do people keep disappearing?
in its place, you see a note that has been basically like a piece of parchment that has been folded in 3. And beside it, you actually see a blue velvet bag.
Blue velvet.
And a large blue velvet kind of drawstring bag.
Whoa.
Do I have it? Did I pick this up or did Muskoka? Because I don't know, you did the whole
No, it's
thing.
just there.
I'm going to pick up the note
Yep.
because that's what I would probably notice for somebody who was supposed to be with us and now is not.
Yep.
It's
rude
rude
to
to
open
open
what
a
does the
gift
note
without
say?
reading the card first.
It says, "Good morning, friends.
Does it? Is that what it says?
I must leave for some time. I have departed
My child.
to do some much-needed research about what losing Irina will mean for the fate of Barovia.
Yeah, it's probably a bad thing.
That said, there is still much work to be done. Irina departing this realm means it is in fact possible. Something I have been unsure until now. Forsooth, there are 3 things that are integral to our victory over the devil. The first you've already made some great progress in, collecting the much-needed items that Madame Eva foretold. Second, to continue to collect allies within Barovia that aim to overthrow the devil. The Martikovs have our trust, and the abbot may prove an ally in the fight to come. The third is our ability to weaken Strahd by felling his enemies, those that have chosen the path of darkness instead of light. There is a camp southwest of Valaki, of Vistani, who are allies of Strahd, who aim to destroy the light, and who actually lure those from other realms into Barovia. They must be destroyed. They have been my quarry for some time. Perhaps that is something you can look into. Be safe, my friends. Until we meet again, Rictavio.
I turn to Ezmerelda and I say, your impression of Rictavio is quite exceptional, I must say.
It really felt like he was in the room, right?
I was going to say, I mean, you should do some voiceover work, or perhaps, I don't know, you're so good at Rictavio.
Thank you. Hold on. Listen.
Okay.
My child. No, hold on. My child. You must go to the Vistani camps.
Yes!
Defeat this monster.
For the love of all that is good and holy in
At
this
this
world.
point, you hear as the burgomaster kind of sticks his head out the window at the door, and it's like middle of the night, and he's like, "Is there a problem? What is all this noise? Should I be
I'm so-
awake? I don't understand."
Oh, sorry, we were just reminiscing about our friend Octavio's.
You're talking about hags.
Did you see Mr. Rictavio's leave?
No, I did not. I am sorry, but Ilya, he was dead for 7 days. He probably needs to sleep. Can we just keep it down a little bit, please?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Right.
course.
Your
So
son.
sorry.
Attacked by a hag. And
Closes and he goes back to the.
Wasn't
we'll
he
keep it
like
down.
kind of resting for 7 days? So
Yeah, technically he had lots of rest, more than anyone
I
here.
didn't want to bring it up when he was there.
No, but you're right.
As this is all happening, can I take a sneak peek into this bag?
Yeah, you
while
sure can.
everybody's
And it's
distracted?
hefty and quite full of goodness. You open it up and you see a shimmering chain shirt made of really bright metallic metal. Lighter and much thinner than any chain mail you've seen. If you give me a history check, I might be able to tell you what that is.
But you're sure the metal was metallic?
Yes.
Dirty 20.
You can tell this. You know this is mithril, and mithril is a type of metal made by the dwarves that can actually be worn under clothing, but gives you no penalty to stealth and so on and so
Perhaps
forth.
they got it from an armory somewhere.
You also
Mithril
inside.
armory.
Yeah,
Jeez.
perhaps a mithril armory. Yeah,
dear.
Thanks
you're
for the
right.
shout out.
Thank you.
Shameless plug.
Thanks for working
In
that
the
into
middle
the
of
game.
the-
That's
Great
awesome.
work. Yeah, that's good. And then you see a what
Cyberscape.
appears to be a really well-crafted longsword
In the bag?
in the bag.
Oh my gosh.
It has a scabbard on it, but you can tell that it's quite well made but crude. It's got divots. It's old. It looks vicious. And then there is also a single arrow that is red in color with a red tip on it with a interesting kind of design on it. And for everyone at home, these are the items that the community has bid by donating to Extra Life.
Yeah!
And you can see that meter up there. The meter up there shows you how many items they've collected. We had some really generous donations, including one from Matt Lillard that gave you guys the Arrow of Vampire Slaying. So you guys can decide who these items go to, and then you can add them to your D&D Beyond inventory. Our next thing is +2 arrows. I did say this at the beginning, so I'll say it now. Next thing is +2 arrows, and finally after that is the Cloak of Elven Kind, is the 5,000 mark. And each of these items are actually in gold, the amount of the dollar amount. So,
Right.
So each time they unlock a spot, and then 5,000 is actually the amount of the cloak. So yeah, that is the one that's actually the value. So it's a really valuable magical item.
lot of arrows.
So we thank you, and you can donate by going to the widget under our Twitch window to donate there.
you have a
Anyways,
bow?
back to the game. Sorry.
No.
All right.
I do.
So you find an arrow, you find the longsword, and you find a mithril shirt.
No acts of art awesomeness.
Does anybody use a bow?
Well, I mean, 2 crossbows.
You need bolts though.
But are they crossbow bolts or is it an arrow?
Can you tell our friendly DM that bolts and arrows are pretty much the same thing?
Not even
No,
close.
no, close.
Couldn't,
No, that's
couldn't
fine.
you just
No,
trim it a little?
I could potentially trim it down and
Make
see
it
if it
fit?
works.
I don't think you should do that to the magic.
You had one when
items.
she left. You had somebody use the bow.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Well, I certainly don't have a bow, nor am I proficient in its use. But
Well, I
we can
guess I
hold
can
on to this
learn.
until you maybe get your bow back or maybe purchase one.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, I am proficient in the bow. I could perhaps get one. Perhaps, maybe.
A longbow
Okay.
in Krisk.
Oh, perhaps in Kresk. Yes. We did see some. Oh no, we didn't. Sorry. Different campaign.
We can ask around.
We'll ask around.
Was there
This
wasn't a
this
skull of resurrection?
really shiny mithril chainmail. Is it considered? What is it considered? Like, is it heavy? It's not heavy. It's armor.
Is it
What
very
I
small?
think it's-
Chainmail's heavy,
No, I think here I'll find it right
Yeah.
now.
but I don't know if mithril is still heavy.
I think
You no
it's
longer
pretty
get-
light, right?
It's light enough that you don't get disadvantage on stealth checks anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
So a chain shirt is medium. The AC it gives is 13 plus your dex modifier.
Ooh, yeah.
And yeah, you don't get disadvantage on dexterities for stealth checks, and you can wear it under a mithril chain shirt or breastplate can be worn under normal clothes
Wow.
because it's so thin and so finely made.
Yeah, but it is still a bit too heavy for me. If anybody else would like.
It's a
What,
light, flexible metal.
What's your armor class?
18
Wow.
with a shield. But it's 13 plus dex?
Yeah.
So then it would be 11 for me.
Right.
So I wouldn't do
So
anything.
I have a dex of 17, so it would be a +3.
It's 13, so it's worse. It's worse than what most of us are wearing. Is that?
Yeah, but it doesn't give you disadvantage to stealth checks. It's medium armor.
Okay.
Is it a chain shirt
Wait.
or chain mail?
Chain shirt. It's
Chain
not
shirt.
full chainmail.
It'd be like
Chain
a
shirt.
chain dress on you, though.
Well, I mean, I'm sure we could find someone who in Barovia wants to make it small for me. I mean, I could work on it.
I feel like it's kind of like.
It's magical, so it will. You know that most magical items will actually.
I'm pretty sure that most magical items like this one will fit to the wearer.
Or you may grow into it.
Magically.
Magically fit. So I will, if you don't mind, I will grab that chainmail mithril chain shirt and I will wear it right away.
All right.
Wasn't that worse?
Now this last one is this sword is, it's a long sword, which I can't use.
I can.
I don't know what this
Give it a
described on
whirl.
it.
Give it a whirl?
No,
Can,
well-
can I give it a whirl?
Let me put the shirt on first.
Well, you're gonna stand back. You're gonna whirl it.
I will don the mithril shirt before you swing the sword.
Don't forget to take it off before you go back to bed.
Oh, I don't have to.
Here, are you
Under
testing
belly.
it on Falpher?
Oh, that's a good.
Okay, yeah, okay. I put it on. Okay.
Do you want me to give it a whirl against you?
Go ahead.
You want me to hold him up?
Oh my gosh.
So I'll do one of those like flourishing like.
Yeah. Okay, so you're actually attacking.
No,
him.
but like a flat side, right?
Flat side of the
Okay,
blade.
okay, all right.
I don't really want to hurt him.
Oh, so
It's
just bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly. If you're not attacking, if you're just playing, then
Yeah,
you
yeah.
just
Did like a
stop it.
poof.
Oh, it works.
No, you gotta
the
get
shirt-
the edge. The edge, boy.
Yes.
And the shirt shrinks to your size
Okay, good.
and fits snugly.
It feels good in, holding it and swinging it around. It's very well balanced. And the eyes flicker red when it comes out that way.
Oh.
That wasn't me.
Oh.
But yes, it is balanced.
What else is in the bag?
Very good.
I think that was it.
The arrow.
Oh,
Well,
Which you
yeah,
talked
we
about,
talked
yeah.
about the arrow, but we just don't have any. We don't have a bow at the moment.
can I just have the bag if you're not gonna do anything?
Oh
with
no,
it?
the bag is mine.
Oh,
It looks
okay.
like it could fit a lot.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Is the
And
bag?
it had a sword in
Is
it.
the bag a special bag?
It's made of like blue velvet, so it's yes, it's
Whoa.
worth something, and it's got the wings embroidered on it
Ezmerelda,
as usual.
I've been carrying this potion with me, and I'm not sure if it will be use to me. I don't know exactly what it does. Would you like to hold on to this?
Oh, you're just. Oh, I have the purse now, so now I have to carry everybody's stuff.
Well, I got some ointments if
No,
you don't
it's
mind.
fine. It's fine.
Okay.
So you can add the mithril shirt. Who's carrying the arrow?
The lady with the purse, I think.
Are you keeping the arrow then? until
I'll
you need
hold
it?
on to it
Okay.
until we find the bow.
Okay. You can add the arrow of vampire slaying to your equipment. And then, Brandon, you get the vicious longsword. So it's vicious weapon in the thing.
Yeah.
It just has regular longsword stats.
Mm-hmm.
It is magical damage now. So you would do magical damage with that regular longsword.
Hey.
But when you roll a 20 on your attack, the target takes an extra 7 damage of the weapon's type.
Whoa!
Okay.
I do roll 20s sometimes.
On
5% of the
occasion.
time.
Now you get double attack.
Yeah, now I got extra attack, so I can roll 20 more than
Although,
once.
interesting, because it says it's a magical item.
Yeah.
It's rare, but it says that it takes 7 damage of the weapon's type,
Slashing?
which would be slashing, but that doesn't make... What, isn't it not magical at that point? Is it still magical? Yeah,
No,
it
I
is
think
magical.
it's still magical.
Yeah, it's still magical, but slashing magic. Yeah, got it. Done. Okay, there you go.
I'm gonna go back to sleep because I feel like I haven't rested in days.
I'll go back to watching all of you.
Okay.
So it's still nighttime, right?
Yeah, it's still kind of like early morning, so like 3, 4 in the morning at this point. A couple more hours until sunrise.
Maybe we should continue sleeping. Wouldn't want to wake the burgomaster again.
You were swinging swords at each other.
Yes, Ilya needs his sleep.
Okay. You all get back to sleep. You all gain the benefit of a long rest, except for David.
Oh.
Um,
Wait, I don't gain the benefits either?
No, you do not gain the benefit of a long rest.
So, no spell slots or anything.
Oh my gosh.
You don't get the benefit of a long rest,
Already pushed the button.
and because of that, you do gain a level of exhaustion because you have
I'm
not
gonna
rested.
check off all my slots that I used last thing now.
So add a level of exhaustion to your thing.
Yeah, I know.
But you toss and turn basically the rest of the night,
Good.
but you do manage to have one dream.
Oh, okay.
And unlike the others, this is a better dream. You don't quite remember all of it. You do remember sun, you remember heat. You remember being on the bank of a river. You remember the sound of birds.
Okay.
And in this dream that was really, really nice, and it's starting to come back to you now, you kind of open your eyes and you're on the bank of a river.
Yeah.
Back in Eberron.
Yeah, okay.
And as you're kind of enjoying yourself and sitting, kind of taking in the nature, studying your magic, your spells, you realize that this is you sometime in the past, early on in your studies. Immediately, you start to see something rising out of the water in front of you in this dream.
Okay.
And it kind of stands straight up, hair kind of falling in front of his face. I know I keep doing this to you. But this corpse that is emaciated and waterlogged and water-eaten begins to rise out.
You're right. Good dream.
Started like a good dream. And as it starts to shamble through the water towards you, one step at a time, instinctively, you stretch your hand out towards it, and it explodes.
Ooh, gross.
In the
Yeah.
dream, you remember looking at your own hand, and you wake.
Yeah.
In that moment, you feel a connection to nature and its energy that you haven't felt in Barovia yet. You now
Yeah.
have the ability to destroy undead
Yeah.
as per level 5, and you get all of your abilities for level 5. You do not get the long rest stuff.
Oh, okay.
So remember how many hit points you have, and then take them off once you've leveled up, or whatever you have to do. The rest of you, because of the combat that you've experienced, and more concentrated combat than you ever have in your lives up to this point. Even in the gladiatorial arena, it was a bout at a time, and it wasn't all for your life in the sense that you're basically fighting. I guess you were fighting for your freedom. Okay, it's the same thing. But the point is that you all gain advantage of your second attack for reaching 5th level, and you all now are 5th level. Welcome to 5th level.
Yeah.
The rest of you wake. The birds are chirping. there is no sun through the window, but you were getting the overcast kind of light coming through. What do you all do? You're also hearing kind of the sounds of the town outside the windows. The cool air of Kresk. The fire's obviously died. It died in the middle of the night. And you're kind of all kind of huddled up. But the cold, kind of harsh reality of Barovia has kind of woken you. And you're realizing, even though you had a very joyful, positive evening, the reality of being in Barovia is what exists.
Can I ask you, did you say to remember my hit points and then level up? And
Well, I think you've already leveled up before you took
Yeah.
that. So yeah, so whatever it is now is fine.
Okay, because I'd
yeah.
have like
Yeah.
really few hit points.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Whatever it is, yeah, because you leveled up before this, so that's fine.
Okay.
Yep.
Falpher, I think the first order of business here is finding you a longbow of some sort.
I think you're correct. Let us perhaps go to town, or I mean, go to the nearest boyar.
Maybe we ask the burgomaster. He may know exactly where to go.
Yes, perhaps.
Right, wait. What about breakfast? Should we eat? I'm so hungry.
Let's definitely eat.
We should
because
eat.
I don't know the next time.
And you're actually kind of surprised at this point that the burgomaster hasn't woken, but it's been a long 7 days, and you imagine that the family in general is quite exhausted and has not risen yet. And it's probably about the equivalent of like 7 a.m.
And is Muskoka awake?
Yes, they're all awake.
We're all awake.
And he looks worse for wear, his bags under his eyes.
Oh, I remember that feeling. It's terrible. Let's go eat. Food helped, I believe. I might be wrong. Actually, it did not. But
Okay.
let's go eat.
Well, I'm willing to give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you guys just going to have rations where you sit, or what's
Sure.
the plan?
Like, wait, you want to go like an inn? Like
No,
a
there's
restaurant
nothing
or
here.
something?
We are in the worst place in the world for food. No cuisine here at all. Right?
I guess.
There are no, you heard there are no taverns or inns in Kresk. It's a commune, so it's
Yeah.
basically just cottages. And
Where are we
you had
finding-
great
Yeah.
food last night that the burgomaster made for you, but
Maybe there are scraps in
Leftovers.
yep, on the counter or the table. I will have some.
so are you going to have rations, or are you going to try and scrounge for food in the cottage?
Just gonna try to scrounge around, see if
Just
there's anything
steal
available.
his food.
Not
from his
steal,
pantry.
whatever's left. You know, that's not stealing. We ate with them last night.
Can I go outside and just like look around for I don't know, stuff in the woods, berries, mushrooms? I don't want to go too far.
You're
into the
going
woods.
to forage?
I'm not. Yeah, I'm going to go forage. I'm hungry. I'm not going to steal his food.
Absolutely. So you kind of exit, and again, the cold, harsh reality of Kresk, being kind of in the foothills of the mountains, hits you, this crisp, cold air.
Yeah, well, hold on a second. Sterling, you want to come with me just in case? Like, I'm not going to go too far into the woods, but you know.
Okay.
Okay.
You're just looking for breakfast in the woods.
Yeah, I don't know. There's no food in here. I'm not going to steal his food. I
So-
just want something to eat.
You didn't bring your own set of rations.
Well, I got some, but if I eat them now, I'm not going to have them later.
What's the point of having them?
So I have them later.
It's later now.
But if I go and there's nothing
Yeah.
out there, I can always have them. But if I have them and then there's nothing out there, then I got nothing.
You get more later.
Well, I don't know if I could.
How about Dmitri? How about you and me? We eat rations. We let these two go and not eat and steal from the animals
Nice,
instead of.
fresh
Uh,
food. So yeah, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna look. I'm gonna
And-
find some
Alright,
eggs
good
from
luck.
birds. and
Esmeralda
some-
rations.
It's
So,
gonna be
yeah.
I'm
some
going-
mushrooms,
Like a robin's
some
egg.
root vegetables, and I'm
There
gonna
are
make the
ch-
best omelet.
You do remember, you hear the
Listen.
clucking inside, that there are pens inside the cottage. They keep their animals inside their cottages, and so there are eggs
Oh.
there. You could make breakfast
I'll eat a
inside.
cow then.
I'm going to have my own rations. Listen, don't wander off too far because we still have to go find the bow and we still have to go find those that Vistani.
I'll be right
Yeah.
back.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
I mean,
So you, for the sake of
Yeah.
You
brevity,
insist,
Yes,
we all
eat.
insisting on being
Yeah.
such a farm to table shifter.
I would say at this point, through all of your travels and stuff, I would take at least a day of rations because you've had meals,
Yeah.
but they've been kind of spread out throughout certain things. So I would take a day of rations off of everyone.
Cool.
And then, depending on how much we eat now, you would take another one off
Yeah,
if
take
you
another one
complete
off.
the day,
But,
because you got 10 days of rations.
May
like
I
a
go
plan.
and
But you
find-
can go forage. Give me a survival check for that, but we'll make this quick.
Alright,
So we can
Falpher.
move on.
Make it quick. Ooh, it's not great.
Go see some Vistani.
Oh, it's a 10.
Yeah. With a 10,
Was it?
you managed to find...
Sorry, that's a 19.
Okay. Oh, with a 9, jeez.
Yeah, it was not what I thought it was.
Clearly.
There's a little bit of a glare.
Even in the harsh reality of Kresk, in this area of Barovia, in the cold, you managed to find some berries actually that exist in cold climates, and some nuts and some things like that. So you managed to find some things. Enough to at least feed yourself for the day.
No, okay.
Okay? Or for not for the day, for the meal. Sorry.
Fine.
All right.
Bon appetit, Falpher.
Okay, you all
Yum,
kind
yum.
of eat. At this point, the burgomaster begins to wake. His wife begins to wake. She begins to cook breakfast, offers it to you. You obviously tell her that you've already eaten, and then I'm assuming you plan to head out very shortly.
Yep.
The burgomaster thanks you all graciously. Ilya comes out, still not himself, still kind of with madness in his eyes, but they seem to be incredibly happy with everything that you've done to them, and offers you their undying gratitude for
Oh, sorry.
yeah.
Mr. Burgomaster.
Yes.
Before we go, we're in need of a longbow of sorts. We found an arrow that might be useful, but we don't have a bow.
I'm good with bows, but I do not own one.
Would you like a short bow, or are you looking for a long bow? I do have a short bow in my armor.
Oh, I'm confused.
Potentially, you are short.
I'm pretty short. Perhaps
Well,
a short.
I don't know. You're short in stature. Maybe you need a short bow.
Or a longbow and a stool?
I don't know. You have to measure his arms.
Stills.
But I would be glad to give you a short bow from our armory.
Oh, well, of course that would be fantastic.
Of course.
That might be the solution.
If you could,
Absolutely. That is the least I can do.
Okay, well then, how much more can you do?
Oh.
Oh, sorry. No, I mean, that was,
Wow.
that was a joke. I was kidding. No, the short bow would be great.
Okay, so he arranges to have you guys get a short bow. He calls one of the guards. They go and they get the short bow. They bring it back.
Great.
You are now all kind of, you pack your things
Okay.
up and you're ready to move on. Where are you all heading?
You don't know.
Vistani camp.
Yeah, the
Oh, yeah,
camp to learn
Vistani
about the hags.
Yeah, learn
Yes.
about hags, talk to some Vistani.
Okay, so which
Go camping.
camp are you looking for? Now, Ezmerelda, this is where you come in. You know that there are a number of camps along the Svalak Road. The closest to Kresk is actually Camp Bosha, and it is just east of Kresk. I can tell you how far in 1 minute, please.
So it's like a +3 short bow, or
It's just a short bow.
okay, sorry, just
That's at least a plus
Nice
5.
try.
I gotta
Do plus
clarify.
20.
You're going to have a -1 bow.
Minus 1 bow. Okay. It is approximately. It's about 1.5 miles or so from Kresk.
Okay. And this is Camp Bosha, you said?
Yeah, it's about 1 mile actually. Yeah. So you get there
So-
probably about 15-20 minute walk, and you basically follow the Svalak Road, and then you dip into the Svalak Woods. Probably about 5-minute walk, and you'll get there.
Okay. And this is in the opposite direction of the camp that Rictavio had mentioned.
That was southwest of
No,
Valaki.
so this is so basically you are on the far west end of Barovia at this point. So everything basically is east, and the camp is on the way east towards Valaki.
Well, about 1 mile from here, we could make it to Camp Bosha.
Sounds promising.
Yes.
And you know that this is one of the camps that are not allied with Strahd.
Yeah. But we have, so we know that we'll be all right. They're not going to be too hostile since they're not aligned with Strahd.
I do not mind going, but could I have that arrow before we go, Ezmerelda?
Fine.
Okay.
I'll take out the arrow of slaying,
Thank you, and I'll put it in my quiver with the other
which I will
arrows.
now delete from my equipment.
Why do you have a quiver when you don't have a bow?
I have bolts. They both require a quiver.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I have axes.
At this point, you decide that you start to move out, and you are heading east again to warmer climate, and that is where we're going to take our break for the evening.
Hey.
Thank you so much. I imagine the wonderful Grigori is going to join us momentarily to discuss our extra life items as usual, and then we will be back for some questions, and then we're all good.
Awesome.
That tight camera angle really cuts out a lot of the nonsense that happens during this part.
Yes, it does.
Oh yeah, how are you gonna do? I guess it's just gonna be We're just gonna have to
Should I just be over here?
You could
Yeah,
be
you
right.
use this
Lean
camera
in.
here, Julian, for Grigori.
All right, hold on. Let me
I don't
just.
know which camera
Perhaps.
that is.
Oh, it's like a behind-the-scenes episode.
There we are.
You sit in this
And
chair.
then he sits in that chair, and
Yeah,
then
sit in this
and
chair,
then
you'll be
Mike,
happy.
watch your mic.
Don't worry, I'm good.
Is my mic
It's
my mic long enough?
Remember the potato bugs from A Bug's Life?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
what you kind of remind me of.
Oh,
Hey!
And the hat adds to that.
Were they wearing hats?
No, but
no, but they were quite potatoey, and you, sir, are potatoey. It's true. I have the figure of a potato. Hello! I'm Grigori, and today I'm going to tell you about Extra Life once again, because that is what I do. I love talking to all of you, and I love the kids, because the kids are our future, and I love the future. And if you don't love any kids, then you hate the future. What is wrong with you? Why don't you love any kids? Anyway, I'm here to tell you, like I said, about Extra Life. In fact, Extra Life is one of the best charities, if not maybe even the best charity in the entire universe and all the planes, and all of the worlds, because they help the kids. And me, I love it to help the kids, because all of this is for the kids. Now, Extra Life supports Children's Miracle Network hospitals, like Sick Kids Hospital in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, which is where your donations go to help the kids. Yes. Now, when you help the kids with your donations of gold and electrum and dollars in your world, I don't know how you call them that, but dollars and pounds and euros and so many names. Here it's always gold, just gold. It's easier that way. So, you go to twitch.tv/RealmSmith and you can scroll down and you will find the Extra Life bar, and there you can donate to help the kids. Alternatively, you can go to extra-life.org and search for RealmSmith, and you can donate it there as well. Now, when you help the kids, you also help the party, and when we reach our next goal on that fancy schmancy bar that you will see at the top of the screen eventually, you know that it will help the party by giving them 5+2 bolts or arrows that they can use to kill things, which is very, very helpful because they need to kill lots and lots of things. In fact, there are lots of things out there that are going to try to kill them. They need this help, a lot of help, so much help. In fact, you have seen how your donations have helped the party already, and they have not died. None of them yet. I'm not disappointed. I'm not angry either. But I am surprised. I am surprised that they have survived this long. Now, beyond that, after they achieve that, there will be a Cloak of Elvenkind. And this Cloak of Elvenkind at 500 gold pieces, or 5,000 gold pieces total donations, or your American dollars, I don't know if Canadian dollars, your Australian dollars, worldwide dollars. I don't know how many pesos that is. But, the Cloak of Elvenkind could be very, very helpful for the party. Remember, donate to Extra Life RealmSmith campaign and help the kids. You can help the party. Thank you very much. That is all for Grigori today. So long for the kids! Poof! And I will awkwardly
Hello, everyone. Okay, let's see what I can do from within this Discord. Hello, I'm Joel. I'm at the very end of the table. I apologize for being so far away. Let's put this over here. And let me just go into Discord, see if there are any questions, and answer them. Oh, that was a battle axe or something. That's funny. My light is on. Turning that off. Turning this off. Okay, Discord. Where are you? We never get to have like a little bit of a break like I just did upstairs. It felt really good. Here we go. Questions. Yo. Yep. Here we go. So I'm gonna do 3 questions tonight. Because we have to move things along. So Nom Carver 00. Question, can you make the Mithril Tin 20 die flat again and then back into a die? I work with kiddos at schools and that would be amazingly convenient. Sadly, they're kind of like the, they are very much actually like the Metal Earth puzzles. You put them together once and then they're together. You can attempt to flatten them, but you might get hurt doing so. And then, so apologies. They are intended as like a final design to be in like a final metal form. And then, okay, Shekem's King. I think this is at least my first time seeing Shekem's King here, so welcome. Found RealmSmith from Jason's Cyberpunk Red session.
Oh.
Have binged Into the Mist in less than 14 days.
Wow.
You guys are amazing. I've never seen D&D, but have always been interested in it. All of you have been an absolute pleasure to watch, listen to. Thank you for doing what you do. Much love from West Coast Canada. What? Thank you, Shekem's King, for joining us tonight and for enjoying D&D. That's awesome. Last question. Jaladen question. Is that spiked ball and chain prop real? It is fully a flail that is weighted and would do real damage.
Yep.
So not styrofoam. Jason does things on the side we don't know about.
Yeah, this is real deal business. He does, there's dried blood on this.
As if we don't have like a whole weapons rack in the back.
There's a few weapons here.
Yeah, grab
That's
that
true.
other axe there. That's
I'll take the
most
sword.
impressive one.
It is quite
These
impressive.
were donated by Todd Harris, actually.
Yes,
To
he
the
did.
stream, and this looks like a real axe.
It does.
and it's made of wood, but these are movie props. This was actually in the
Oh,
I
damn
just
it.
cut down trees with it.
Real
man.
Muskokan.
I
Lumberjacks,
actually have some handmade arrows in my room.
You do?
Nice.
And my bow.
The dagger was
What?
nice.
And this was in the movie Pompeii. These ones.
Yes.
And that spear.
Screen used.
And this, but look at this. Watch this. Ready? Look. What rubber? But actually looks
Except
like
that
real
the
metal.
flail is
There was
not
a shield
rubber.
as well,
They
but
would want me to
we were
flip
playing
this.
with the shield and we broke it.
I'm gonna watch
Yeah.
out for the lights up there. This is a big one.
I'm gonna
Oh my
hold up
God.
a weapon.
That's more of like a pila, actually,
I'm
like
gonna hold
a.
up a weapon.
like a
just 'cause
Roman
you guys
pila.
are holding up
That's what it
weapons.
is, yeah.
But it's got a bendy tip too.
Cool.
doesn't it?
Anyways, put it back.
Okay.
All right.
Everybody put it back.
Yeah, just
Okay.
the tip though.
Thanks,
Thank you,
guys.
Joel.
All right.
We lost some time at the beginning, so
Yes,
This
no
is
worries.
really hard to put back.
That's
isn't that yours?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And this is yours, Joel.
Oh, here you go.
Thank you, sir.
I need more screens here. We need to buy
the
more
lights.
screens.
Yeah.
Well, what is happening right
You're
now?
trying to put it
this
back.
Yes, but it's just
I
so
don't know.
long.
Yeah, Adam gave it to me.
And
This
then
is
where's,
why we
what
can't
was in
have
that
nice
spot?
things.
I don't know.
I think that spear was holding up a camera at one point.
I think
Care
the
Bear?
spear was in there. Yeah. See.
Look, he's beside
And
me.
there's that, like that. and
Yes,
then- yeah, that's
Terrence.
the- Thank you, Terrence. This kid's beholder.
Oh.
Terrence the
Looks like
Beholder.
Adam's head just for a second there. Oh, hey.
He's so happy to be. Hi, everybody.
Ridiculous.
I'm the Beholder. Oh, I behold you.
What are we doing?
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
I behold in love for
Back to-
everyone. I gotta close that door.
Oh, yeah. We can do the giveaway now, right?
yes, we can.
Okay, let's do it.
Give it away.
Julian,
Wait now.
roll that giveaway. That's my new.
And I like it.
Oh.
Roll that giveaway.
Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-da, ba-da-da, ba-da-da.
Yeah, man.
Do-do-do. Okay, I don't know.
What
I'm
show
just.
is that
I'm,
from?
I'm trying to kill. I don't know. Price is Right.
Price is
Da-da-ba.
No, that's Family Feud.
Family
Ba-da-ba,
Feud.
da-da.
Yeah.
You, sir, are a wise man.
Ketmatari!
Ketmatari!
Ketmatari! Okay.
Okay, we're gonna send you 3 of these to your house.
But you gotta send us your info.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, our mods will reach out. It'll
Yep.
be good.
We don't know.
All you have to do is
reach you.
tell us where you live.
It's weird.
Okay.
Just put it in the
That's strange.
Sterling watches us.
Okay,
Don't
so
do that.
Don't forget.
To protect you. I only watch you sleep to make sure you're safe.
And how's that been
Wow.
working?
It's not creepy.
Yeah.
Look, it's not like I blink or I don't blink.
You have done nothing to keep us safe, to be quite honest.
You know what? I thought I did once when there were ghosts involved, but I guess you don't remember that.
I
so.
don't. I was asleep.
I was there.
No.
Don't remember. It didn't happen.
you all.
My
are
oily
crazy.
robot tears.
What are we gonna do now?
What are we gonna do now? We're probably gonna play
Some D&D?
some D&D.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's do that.
Did my guy come yet?
Which
Did it?
guy?
My hero forge.
Yes, it did, but I didn't paint it this week.
Oh.
Next week. For next week. All right. Back into the game.
Yes.
You start to travel east along the Svalik Road. And Ezmerelda, kind of halfway through moving east, you realize that Barbanegra, actually, which is the other camp, is probably better suited to the purposes that you require or the questions that you have. And you have some closer friends there, and it's a little further east along the road.
Okay, hey guys, remember that thing I said 5 minutes ago?
Yeah.
Forget everything I just said. There's a much better place we should go to.
The Bosha is fun to see.
Fair enough. You lead the way.
And for the first time, so you guys can see that I'm doing these maps here in the top, your top right. Those were created. I created that map in Incarnate. And what I wanted to do is because I wanted to add all of our Discord camps to the map. But we're going to bring up the large size of that map right there.
Wow.
And that is the map of Barovia. It is very small. Can we zoom into the top left corner of it where we are right now so I can kind of tell people where... Basically to the right of Lake Zarovich, please, Julian. That would be incredible.
And if you
For the sake of the people at home and...
He's gonna probably
yeah,
try
he's
to
probably gonna.
and
Yeah,
then
and,
do
he,
the thing.
and he made it fade. See that? He was on
Yeah,
it.
he was on it.
It was great.
Yeah.
All right.
Dude's on top of it.
The fade was clean.
Well done.
The fade was
Julian.
very clean.
Well done.
So it's going to take a little bit longer, probably 30 to 40 minutes of a trek, but it's short. Everything in Barovia is fairly close.
Okay.
Julian, you can bring that back up as soon as you're ready. As you start to head east, the cold kind of slope of the mountain begins to turn back into the kind of misty, slightly chilly exterior that is Barovia as you come down from the edge and the side of the mountain there. You travel for about 15 to 20 minutes. You do hear the distant howls that are typical for Barovia. And there we go. It's a bit broken, but that's okay. Okay, so
There we go.
you can see on the left there, the Svalok Road, you can see where Kresk is on
Yes.
the left at the foot of the mountain there.
Yeah.
You are heading east. You can see where Bosha is. You cross the bridge, head southeast along the road to Barbanegra.
Okay.
And that is actually about 45 minutes from Kresk.
Okay.
Kresk
Walk.
is with a K.
Yeah,
Yep.
Kresk is with the Grey. That's right. Okay, you travel a little while, and that upper road. Can you bring that back up for 1 sec, please? And you can see where.
Yeah, that was 1 sec. He trolled you. He trolled you. I love it.
That is
Just
not
wanted to see
okay.
me leaning awkwardly towards the camera.
Fire! So then you can see where Valaki is further east of there.
Oh, yeah.
And then just southwest of Valaki is where that other Vistani, where we're talking about.
Okay.
Is this-
Vistani
kill
camp.
all
Is
of
this
them.
the road we took to the Wizard of Wines?
The Wizard
Yeah,
of
so
Oz?
Wizard of Wines is south.
Oh.
You
Right
can
there.
see it down on
Yeah.
the bottom left there.
Right down there.
Yeah. So,
wonderful Wizard
but it's
of
the
Wines.
south road that goes from there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Right on.
All right. So as you travel through, you reach the 40 to 43 minute mark, and you start to hear the sounds of talking and some jovial music, the sounds of crafting, whether it be blacksmithing or a hammer hitting nails, carving, that sort of thing. You kind of, Ezmerelda, as you know this camp very well, you dip into the camp, head up about a couple minutes until the Svalok Woods kind of open up into what you know as Camp Barbanegra. At this time, I would like to welcome some of the members of Camp Barbanegra and Camp Bosha, I believe, who are joining us in the Discord this evening.
Oh, hey! Yes.
Hey everyone, this is a bit of a broken sort of interface, but it's the best we can do with Zoom, and we just wanted to make sure that we get folks into the stream, which is great. All right,
It's cool.
It's awesome. So, Camp Barbanegra, you see a group kind of enter the camp, and you know that you get wanderers on the road, especially people who want something to purchase something. They know that you're crafters, so you get a lot of traffic through the camp on a fairly regular basis from those searching for things that they would want crafted. As they approach, you do see a familiar face, and that is of Ezmerelda. You know that she is a Vistani, and the first person to kind of come out of their tent is the elder of Camp Barbanegra, and if you can introduce yourself, please.
Hello there, I am Elder Sidifar Barbanegra. Welcome to my camp.
And you see as he starts to kind of come towards you, and he welcomes himself to you, introduces himself to you, and welcomes you to the camp. There are other members that kind of start to come out of kind of the woodwork, as it were, as they join you kind of center camp. If I can get
really
a...
quick,
yeah, go ahead.
Just really quickly before the elder comes out.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at my party and not sure who I need to emphasize this for, but I'm like, try to blend it.
That's good.
Okay.
I like it, Falpher.
I just start hopping up. Standing on tippy
who I need
toes.
to really, really tell this to. I'm not sure because I'm looking at all of you. And I'm very nervous, but
And just for everybody at home, to enter to win the second set of Mythroll dice, you enter Mythroll again in the chat from now until the end of the session.
Correct.
All right. I'd like for the members of the camp or the Vistani to please introduce yourselves one at a time. We'll start top left, just under Barbanegra.
Andre Ulrich, at your service.
And if you can give me a description of what your character looks like, please.
He's human, about 6'2", red hair, green eyes, dressed in shirt, vest, and leggings in blues and reds and whites.
And next to him?
Valnor, at your service.
And if you can give me a description as well.
Yeah, so she is a half-orc, dressed in chainmail. She's got like a vest shirt and
leather leggings on. She would be wearing obviously chainmail. She has a wolf hat on, crafted by a member of the camp,
Nice.
and a cape crafted by a member of the camp from wolf pelt as well.
Wow.
And next to you, go ahead. That's Darren.
Hey, I'm Darren Ismore. Nice to meet you. Hill dwarf, barbarian, simple clothing, a blue and a gray eye. 4 points, not big, a bit overweighted, and 76 years old.
Oh, so older. Wow, cool.
Oh.
All right, next.
Hello, I am Oscar Lightforge, cleric. You see about 4 or 5 dwarf with flame red hair, with long braids of a beard going down. He's wearing chainmail that has bear insignias on it, which represents his camp. And he's always got a bright smile.
And finally.
Hi, I'm Zelda.
Hi, Zelda.
Zelda is a halfling. She is a very, very small, young, about 21. She's carrying a little stuffed monkey, and she looks really cute.
All right, awesome.
Wait, is she a child?
She's 21.
21.
Oh, 21.
She's a halfling.
Okay, you're right. 21.
Yeah.
Just carrying the stuff you just cast.
All right.
Okay.
So as you kind of all meet mid-camp, you know who the characters are in the party here. I'm assuming you all greet yourselves, and I will allow you now to introduce yourselves and have a conversation and go to it. What do you do?
Well, hello everyone. Thank you for welcoming us so mightily, and I am the leader of the group, Falpher. It's not true, actually. I'm not really the leader, but
Do you
everyone.
want to try addressing them?
Yeah, how about you
They're not
do?
gonna
You go, Dmitri. You go.
They're not going to understand.
Yes, sorry about him. I am Dmitri. I am part of this group, and we are here on a mission of justice and light.
What he said.
That's a good description.
Oh,
Yep.
Thank you. And Falpher,
What?
you may not have to blend in too much.
No,
Looks like
I
there are
noticed.
more.
I noticed.
We
Okay.
greatly appreciate you welcoming us. We know that there are several of the Vistani camps that are not aligned to our cause and are on the side of Strahd, and so we welcome you. We're very humbled that you're welcoming us into your camp.
So I'll turn to Ezmerelda as she's saying that, and I'll tug on her arm, and I'll be like, Ezmerelda, I did not know that Vistani were somewhere for, somewhere against Strahd. This is the first I hear of it. Is it true?
It's true. Would you like to tell them, Elder?
Yes, we are not all aligned with Strahd. We are not all of bad blood, as you may say. I see you travel in the presence of our most esteemed sister. You travel in good company.
This is good to know. We barely know each other, let alone her.
Happy
She
to
is
have
one
her.
of the more trusted members of our task. She is one taken and trusted and kept safe.
Thank you. And I turn and I say, "See, I have friends."
It's true.
Ooh, you're right.
Oh, we're your friends?
Where? No, but she also means other friends. She has other friends.
Yeah.
Oh wow, clingy already. Okay,
Well, he watches us.
that's
sleep.
fine.
She has other friends. She can have other friends.
To keep you safe.
I have a life outside of you guys.
So I'll mosey on over to Zelda's side.
Yep.
And I'll introduce myself. Well, hello, my dear. I noticed. Perhaps.
I can see where this is going.
I'm halfling. Seems like you are as well. Where are you from originally?
Well, I was born, I think, here in Barovia. I don't know for sure.
Oh, very, very interesting.
I met the Vistani when I was 5.
Wow, you've been here a while.
Hmm.
It's I got here maybe a week or 2 ago or somewhere. Seems like a long time now.
Feels like forever.
Feels like a very long time.
You don't sound the same.
No, sorry. She must have been here for a very, very long time because this is how halflings sound. And sometimes if you live somewhere else when you are very small, then you sound like where you are going instead of where you are from.
Yeah, I think that it's like around like 13 or 14. Like if you move before that, then you don't keep the accents or anything.
Yep, it's true.
We're learning so much about halflings.
We are. I'm glad.
Where did my notes go?
So, excuse me, Zelda. One moment. I will address everyone. Perhaps we can find a way to align ourselves and find out what the next path on our adventure needs to be. Perhaps we could use some of your help making supplies, or it seems you are crafters. What is it that you make here?
I will let my clan members speak for themselves, but we craft many things here, ranging from armor to weapons to, well, we have some food as well. We have an avid cook in our camp.
Sounds delightful.
What about axes? Like I was trying to take apart this really horribly made kind of woman thing, and my axes didn't seem to really do what I expected.
It's not as bad as it sounds.
Oh, she didn't have a soul or a face.
Or a face.
Or a face,
I'm sure. Forgive my friends for being so rude and demanding of their needs so quickly.
Oh.
But maybe we could all sit down and we can kind of discuss what we've been, what we've achieved so far in our fight, and maybe what you have been doing, and maybe we can decide what the best next step is.
Yeah, I meant like after that.
Yeah.
After that, maybe we could talk about the axes.
Sure, and then you can talk axes and swords and whatever it is. That you do.
Yeah, just because they offered, they were saying that they make stuff, so I thought I was being friendly.
Yes, I was simply saying that perhaps we could use some things that were better than the ones we have. But yes, let us discuss.
Should we find a campfire then?
Yeah, sounds like you guys know how to make a good campfire.
I could chop wood.
Yes, you can.
Please, yes, come sit by the fire. Where is my manners? Please, come sit. Valinor, please bring the burdad. We shall drink for our guests tonight.
Burdar! What is that?
Certainly.
What is burdar? Burdar?
Burdad, it is the Vistani wine. It is dry and strong, but it is not something we drink often, but seeming you are honored guests, we will bring it forth for you tonight. We also have
that is a celebration.
Dry and strong, sounds like your humor.
How can something wet be dry?
Oh,
That's a good question.
Perhaps Sterling, maybe you should not.
Yeah. If you do not know the answer, you probably should not have some.
It's not biscuits, you know, like your oils.
Now, Falpher.
Biscuits?
This is a good opportunity for you to show restraint.
For me to show restraint.
With the board.
I don't think he knows the meaning of the word.
We have to practice at some point, don't we?
I do agree that perhaps this is some area of restraint that some others might need, but for this moment, I do not feel that is me. You, my friend, perhaps...
you can show us how to do it.
Yeah, show us some restraint. What is it?
All right. I will have 1 glass of bordad, and you will have 1 glass of bordad.
Oh, no, wait, no. See, restraint is something you set on yourself, not something you set on others.
That would be constraint.
Yeah, that would be constraint. Different kind of things.
Yes, of course, I'll do restraint, but then you will follow my example, right? That's what you were asking.
I will see your example, and if your example is great, then I might follow it, depending how great it is.
Well, you're about to be blown away, my friend.
Show me restraint!
As an aside, I say they battle semantics more than they battle monsters.
Power of words, my friends.
I'll return that comment with You have certainly brought us a lively group this time.
We're always up for semantics.
May the morning lord show us some great mercy in the night.
I raise my hands and I yell in Celestial, "Oh, morning lord, show us great mercy today." Okay, I'll have a drink.
This is what I'm dealing with.
And see, we brought you semantics.
I think they have already been drinking the border, yes?
Perhaps.
I think perhaps some of Muskoka's foraged berries have fermented. Huh? I don't know.
Boy, you didn't roll my berries.
All right, you all gather around the fire, and the board dad makes its way around. Those that want to partake can partake. If you're having one glass, I'll let that go. If you're planning to have more, you need to let me know.
I'm gonna fill up my water skin.
With board dad?
I think so, yeah.
You're just gonna ding 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 ding. That's okay.
If that's okay. If you guys, if that's okay, can I have some for the road? I could pay for it.
Certainly, we will let you take some with you. It is a warming drink for the cold roads.
It's really nice. I like it, I think.
Yes, we happen to bring extra with us from Camp Bosha.
Oh. Is there a difference between the Camp Bosha variety and the Camp Marmalade variety?
No, this one's brought from
I'll let Zern answer that. He's our brewmaster.
Oh. There must be a difference.
So far I know, there is no difference between the Bordats. It's my task to make it all the time through in the name of Elder Bosha.
Okay, well then we can just drink all of this one. Isn't the same?
We'll drink one.
I'm going to just take one for later, and I'm going to have one or so now.
One or so.
Why? You're not my dad.
Let me just put it this way. This group has had some trouble with, restraint.
Oh, I don't have a problem.
I think that was Callie more than anyone else.
Pretty sure.
True. But then there was the thing with the pie.
Oh,
No,
that's
but
true.
wait.
pie
No,
thing.
but remember, Sterling, he actually restrained the guy for quite a long time the other time.
That's true. We've been
And then
practicing.
everybody left me alone with it.
He was great at restraint.
You didn't need any of our help.
That's right.
I didn't kill the lady. Well, just because I couldn't, but I wanted to.
We started, but then we stopped.
Yeah, that's the important thing, is that you stop.
Right, so, Falpher, watch.
Okay.
One glass.
Dink.
Tink. I will surely.
Oh, is there a
There's a glass.
Vistani word for cheers?
Oh.
Is there a Vistani word for cheers, Vistani? They know more about the Vistani than I do at this point.
Kura!
Kura!
Kura.
Sklank. Sklonk.
Well, that's there. Now that's your glass, all right.
Oh, that is very good.
How dry
So-
is it?
Is this what restraint is like?
Well,
You don't know the meaning of word.
time will tell at this point.
Dry and oaky.
I was going to show you how to nurse it, but
Oh,
You know what they
can't-
say, right, Dmitri? Everything in moderation, including moderation.
that wouldn't
I
apply
would like
as
you
well.
to give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Just
So
sip
much to
another.
learn.
Yeah, he did. He
Oh,
just started a
man.
second class.
By the salty air, that's good.
Okay, that's a 16 minus 1, that's a 15.
Okay, with the 15, you are doing okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Can I,
you can manage your liquor first, small guy.
Can I have a second?
Yeah. Go ahead. Well, you're having a second.
Valinor.
You're starting your second.
Valinor, bring forth the second bottle. Let us
Oh, a
have
whole
true
bottle.
celebration.
Not just
I think
for
we're
you,
gonna need
dude.
more
It's like a
bottles.
settle. My accent's getting a little messed up. That's gonna be 14.
That's the wrong accent.
It's a 14.
You can't just pick up somebody else's accent. That's not how this works.
Well, okay, I got a 14.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh yeah.
Now, be careful now. See how this is still my first glass?
Are you not able to handle more than one?
What's the matter of pushing your limits?
So you can't.
No, but
So
if
that
you,
would be your limit, and you don't want to push it.
but in
You
case
don't have to worry about your
but-
limits if you never approach them that closely.
Whoa,
Of
that's-
course, perhaps you don't know your limits. Perhaps we will never know your limits.
I think if you found out your limits in a safe place like this, then next time you would know how far you can go without getting near the limit.
That's right.
Right. In the
What if your
safe
limit's
place of
one?
Barovia, we will test how drunk I can get. I
But we're
question
with
your
friends.
logic.
While this is going on,
Yes.
I would like to secretly pull the elder aside,
Okay.
and I tell him, you know that Strahd has been in a desperate search of Irina, right?
Yes, this is ties with something we have found recently in that we are not as safe as we once were. We Vistani and our protection is waning.
Well, we had witnessed what appears to be her vanishing from this land, from a sacred pool.
This would explain his anger. He has tested us mightily these past few days. There have been many attacks on our camps. This would explain why.
What is it that, is there anything else that you have experienced? Any other camps that you maybe have aligned with or not, or fought?
We are not sure, but we have lost one of our own. My brother, Eldar Ludari, has gone missing. And the camps amongst us are pulling together. Not just last night did we actually all fight together against a great undead threat. It has been a testing time. But that the other camps and ourselves are all pulling together. But as you move east, you must be careful.
I'm sorry to hear of your brother's disappearance.
Elder, you also remember that you did have a surprise guest appear last evening. That does come to mind, but you don't necessarily have to share that if you don't want to.
Are you aware of the mage, the stranger in the lands? We had a unexpected assistance from him last night. He appeared from nowhere, attacked, and then left as quickly as he arrived.
What did he look like?
It was hard to tell. It was nighttime and there was much combat. There was what you would call large dinosaur-type creatures that were zombified. It was a chaotic time. I did not see him clearly. He arrived by flying in.
Can we hear the dialogue happening between them?
Is this a whispered conversation off to the side?
No, it's not whispered. It's just an aside.
I feel like zombie dinosaur might have caught my attention.
Okay, so yes, you guys aren't. This is a hushed conversation as you guys are discussing wine for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Go on.
But but we do not hear.
You do not hear.
Okay.
No.
DM, does any of that sound familiar to me at all?
Give me a history check.
11.
Not really. You have heard of the Mad Mage, who lives in the mountains, but that's pretty much all.
It would appear.
Go ahead.
It would appear that he has offered his assistance, so he has shown himself. Maybe he might be of help to yourselves.
Perhaps I've only heard of him. I've never encountered. So he is an ally?
It would appear so. The last night he was certainly dishing it out, as they say. It was on our benefit.
Well, I don't know about the other creatures that you fought, but do you know of his where he resides?
He, I believe, lives to the northwest, so you are probably in the right area to be searching for him. I do not know of his exact location, but maybe perchance if he is aware of our movements, he would be aware of yours too.
No. We will certainly look into that. There have been so many strange things occurring lately.
Please tell me.
My friends here, perhaps Muskoka and Ezmerelda can tell you, but of some hags that they have seen in their dreams. And they don't know quite how to fight them.
That sounds most disconcerting. Maybe perchance it is time to speak to Madame Eva even. Maybe she can help with the dreams.
Maybe. Are there any other preparations you have made?
We are preparing weapons, we are traveling between the camps, and we are spending much more time together despite the separate clans. We are pulling together as one family. I am sure as you travel, you will find other camps that will be more than happy to help you.
If we find the right camps who are allied with us, then I hope
In
so.
which case, we can mark maps for you. We can guide you to the right camps. Therefore, you will not fall foul of the wrong type of Vistani.
That would be very helpful, thank you.
Now come. This is too much of a somber talk. Please, enjoy the bordat and eat the meats. We have venison cooking for you all.
I'm telling you the truth. I think this other Bulldad tastes very different than the one from here.
And all I'm saying is that if he starts off with 4 and it's too much, then next time he has 3.
For sure. That's how you find your limits. Stay within it.
And at this point, the Elder Barbanegra and Ezmerelda come back to the campfire and join you guys again.
Okay.
I want to talk to Valnor. Valnor, the half-orc with the cape. Hey, you ever... If Valnor... Is Valnor there?
Yeah, he's there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You ever have a problem with like halflings grabbing onto your cape and trying to wrap your head in it and pulling you over? Because our halfling, he's done that to me a couple times, so I'm not sure. I'm thinking of maybe getting rid of the cape.
It's a really great trick, actually. You just
no, he's not going to do it right now.
No, look.
He's not going to do it.
Grab the cape like this, and you
I'll fight him off.
Grapple checks.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do
grapple
strength
checks.
or what?
Strength athletics.
Strength athletics.
Oh, this always goes terribly for me. Oh my gosh.
So you just go like this.
This is-
And okay, there's my good one.
Yeah, do it out here where we can all see. I got a 7.
Fine. Oh, I got a
my
19.
gosh.
Yeah. So he does it. He just basically jumps up on kind of the stump that you're on, up on your knee,
grab
and
the cape,
grab the
just
cape
like
and wrap
around.
it around his neck.
And pull it
off his back.
Oh, just like that. Just like that. Oh.
The stump collapses and he falls to the ground.
I gotta get rid of this cape. Oh,
I wear mine all the time, and he's never done that to me.
I don't know why.
Now you see, maybe if you only had one glass, that wouldn't have happened.
Well, we won't know, will we?
Well,
Okay.
Oh,
So you see, perhaps it's best not to wear a cape, my friend. If I can call you my friend. We are wondering. Of course, in all this, we thank you so much for the drinks and the food and stuff. But as you know, Barovia is not exactly the most delightful place in the world. No, not very. Have you been made aware of perhaps special tokens or items that might help us in our fight against this monster Strahd? Any of you here at the camp?
Strahd, or at least any of the hags.
boy, the
that
hags.
Or the
play
hags
here.
for sure. The
have
hags for
been
sure, yes.
Really
hags
doing
are
a number on us.
They haunt our dreams.
Mm-hmm. Perhaps there's something...
I am a woodcarver myself. I make bows, bolts, arrows.
Oh! Have you ever silvered arrows before?
That is my sister Valenor's specialty. She is the smith. And Oscalar here, I believe, can also silver.
And you do actually notice after all of the after the cape conversation, Valinor got up and kind of walked off in deep in thought about her cape. Sorry, go on.
Yes, I can also silver. I am the master craftsman, pretty much, or master smith over at Cambodia.
All right, so if we needed to silver our weapons or perhaps all of sterling, you'd be open to such a thing?
Yes, I think we can work something out.
You could make me silver?
Well, I mean, that would be very, very great, wouldn't it?
Maybe your fists.
Ooh, perhaps your fists.
So I could have silver punches.
Yeah.
Yes!
Sterling silver.
Sterling silver! Sterling Argento. I get it now!
I know Valinor's been looking for a challenge, so she might be up to it later.
That's exciting.
Eleanor's always up to a challenge. The last time she tried, she threw a sword.
The rapier.
And you actually remember passing through this area a number of sessions ago,
Yeah.
and a sword flew through the air.
That's right.
That was Valinor.
That was you?
Oh, that was you. Oh, I must apologize for my camp. It was a testing time.
It's okay, it missed us.
Not by much, Sterling.
By enough.
It's most we can ask for these days.
I do have another question, and I don't know the best way to build such a thing, but my little friend here is, he's slower than all of us, and I would like to...
physically, not mentally. I'm the fastest among us otherwise.
Yes, I meant that he walks and runs slow, and we were climbing up the side of a mountain recently, and he just had a hard time keeping up, and even going down the mountain. Usually it's faster that way. He was still having, but anyway, I digress.
I'll be honest, I've tried carrying him, but
I would like to carry him, but I want my arms to be free so that I can use my sword and my shield. Is there anything that you could build that maybe I could hang around my neck and he could sit in it, and I could flip him around to my back or something, and his arms would be free so he could still shoot his crossbow bolts?
You mean like a baby?
Exactly like a baby. Exactly like a baby. I would have you here, and I could flip you around to the back so that you could fire and from the back, and I could still slice and things from the front.
Actually, that sounds quite fun.
Incredibly creative. Very good.
I don't know if you take a bed sheet and just cut holes in it, or if there's something with leather.
A little sturdier, maybe. Yeah, leather.
Yeah, or I don't silver. Make it silver. I don't know, but I like the sound of silver.
Maybe some kind of wooden frame, perchance. A harness hanging from the back with feet plates and wooden frame that's the short one could stand in.
Is it something that I could also move so that it moves to the front really easily as well? So I could just spin him around my head, so to speak?
Andre, do you think this is something you could concoct?
I'll actually walk over to Sterling and ask him to stand up.
Okay,
and
so
I'll
stand up.
I'll pull out some string and start making a few measurements. And
So I'm about 7 feet tall, wide frame, large-ish.
Okay, I'll stand up on a stump so I can get up to his shoulders.
We should probably say, this is not Sterling's only size. He actually gets much larger than this as well. So we would have to, it would have to expand.
Well, everything I wear grows with it, so I guess
so it's
you probably wouldn't grow, but
You might slip out.
but this frame would grow.
If you're wearing Falpher?
If I'm wearing,
Yes.
If you're wearing Falpher, like
would I grow? Is the question.
So I guess it would have to be it would have to be something that if it was to grow in size, he wouldn't fall out and would still be safe
Oh, this
potentially.
sounds so smart. They could probably work something else
I
for
feel
us.
like this is kind of a waste of their skills.
So a platform
suppose.
for your friend to stand on that you can put in front or behind you.
Yes,
And
that he
swing
wouldn't
around.
fall out of potentially.
Yes, like with a harness or something.
That's why I was thinking fabric.
Give me a few minutes. I could probably think of something.
Yes.
Wow, you're smart.
That's like they use for a drum that they wear around their waist, over their shoulders. You
Yes.
could sit where the drum would be, and you could put it backwards.
A modified drum harness. Yes, I could work on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could play you like a drum.
Don't touch me. That's not what this is about. All I would be is simply turned outwards so we could fight.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like this.
I like this.
This is a good idea.
And then I can carry you, and you don't have to walk so much.
Oh, my legs would be so much better if I did not have to use them.
And you could sleep. You could sleep when we're walking places.
This is a great idea.
I think so too.
Oh man, I am so into this.
Dmitri,
I'd carry all of you if I could.
would you mind explaining to me a bit why they want to be covered in silver?
Yes. Well, silver, we learned, is something that is almost like a poison to some creatures in this land. Yes, and so I have a silvered short sword, and I sort of pull it out and show him. It's a little shinier than a regular sword.
What does it do to the sharp edges?
With the sharp edges. Well, it makes it the silver?
Yeah.
What is the
Does
silver?
it like make it curved so it's not as sharp, or does it just?
No. It's just got silver on the outside, and then when you
You think I should do that
strike something.
with my axes, or do you think I should do it with my teeth?
Oh, interesting idea.
So that when I bite him,
I think in this land, the more you can silver, the better.
it's probably expensive to do 2 axes though.
Hmm.
But 2 teeth, a little less.
A little less, maybe.
Dental surgery is very, very cheap here.
Okay, I don't know.
I don't know.
I think you should go for it.
Do you think you guys could like do like 2 teeth?
Maybe it might be an easier way of doing it. Again, maybe even with Sterling's fists, is rather than that weight on his fists, maybe have some kind of blades that come out, maybe that are silvered.
It's not gonna have my
We could make daggers that we could then put on that would extend.
Snick.
That would keep the weight down and it would make it more useful at other times.
Do you know about how long all of this would take?
For silvering,
Yes.
I believe it is roughly 3 days, Oscar. I believe is roughly what it takes.
It takes about 4 days for me.
Well, can you sit with your mouth open like that for
Well,
4
I think
days?
it would take 4 days to do his claws.
He's been having his mouth open since we met him. He hasn't shut it not once.
Never closes his mouth. It'll be fine.
But to do 2 teeth isn't gonna take 4 days. It's gonna take 4 days to do all of his knifey hands.
Yes, probably.
But I can sit still for a very, very long
Oh yeah, just watch us sleep.
To protect you.
But like, how long would it be if you were gonna do my teeth?
So the conversations about crafting go well into kind of the next number of hours. How
Yeah,
long
we're
do
drinking
you
and
guys
talking
want
about
to
silver teeth.
stay in Camp Barbanegra to have this conversation? You got there probably the equivalent of about 10 a.m.
Oh jeez.
So how long do you guys want to? Yeah, you
Yeah,
did.
we did start.
You really
early.
did.
Oh, I slowed down a bit, I think.
How long do you guys want to kind of linger and stay and have conversations?
Um,
and actually, this is nice. It's kind of extending the joy from the evening before, and it's starting to feel kind of
I
normal.
want to ask them about the hags.
Go ahead.
You guys had any issues with the hags coming here? Any weird dreams?
Not that my camp has encountered, but I do not know to speak for Camp Bosha. Are you gentlemen aware of anything?
Yeah, Camp Basha, we have a green egg. She comes up every so often. Our elder knows her. When she warned us last time she was there, she said she's coming back to test.
Huh.
Oh. Well, that's kind of helpful.
Yeah.
But what about any purple ones? Because she was purple.
She was purple.
It's a night hag. You know it was a night hag.
It was a night hag.
Night hag.
Right.
Yeah.
We had 2 night hags, or one that came twice.
I think it was
The same one,
Well, I
you
don't
think?
know how many times she came, but
Where we left 2 alive, and so it could have been either one.
That's true. That's true.
From the old
We do
bone
know
grinder
she
mill.
stayed away from the fire. So if you stay near a fire, it helps.
oh, okay, that's like
That is. No, I will make a note of.
yeah. Let's
Fire.
not let that fire die out again, I guess. Good thing we keep burning everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in the descriptions that you had, the hag that keeps coming to you looks like Morgantha, who was the mom. The
Okay.
mother hag. Yeah. Okay. Anything else that you guys want to ask to the camp before we move on?
Just this whole time, I've been slowly nursing 1 glass.
And that I would assume that eventually at this point of the night I would have gotten that list from the elder of which the Vistani camps were allied.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Certainly, we will give you a list of names and also the map. We will draw on there for you the locations, as some are not easily found.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay. So at this point, we're gonna you guys decide. You guys spend basically a number of hours. We'll say till at least lunchtime. Perhaps you even have a bite with the camp, and you were enjoying your time together. What we'll do though is now you will unlock the ability for you guys to visit the camp, and you can have further conversations now for the whole day for the next 2 days. So basically till Wednesday in real time. You guys can be in the camp and asking to...
Nice.
But it's only hours, so you guys can have conversations.
Yeah.
But any crafting that happens has to take real time in our game time. So it has to be 4 days within our campaign.
Okay.
Right? So they'll create it in 4 days real time, but you guys will only be able to pick it up in 4 days from now.
Okay.
In game.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Makes sense.
All right.
What if I'm silvering my teeth and it takes 2 days? Do I have to lay there for 2 days?
I don't know. That's a conversation you'll have in the camp.
Okay.
When you go back. All right. Thank you so much, Camp Barbanegra, for joining us today, and thank you to our entire Discord community who are so very incredible. You guys help us to continue to do this. If you're interested in joining the Discord, of course, you can do that by subscribing it to tier 1 to 3.
I take a moment to just wink to Zelda as I leave.
Zelda is definitely everybody's new favorite.
We will meet up again.
All right.
Zelda curtsies as you leave.
Thank you so very much, guys, and we will see you on Discord.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right.
Nice.
You all gather your things. You're feeling warm bellies, both from the bordad and from the food that has been fed to you. Where do you head next? You're back now on the road, heading east.
Yeah, let's chat with Ezmerelda a bit about what she learned.
Yeah.
So we noticed that you had a chance to speak with the leader of the village.
Yes.
Anything interesting?
Well, he talked about an attack they had with some. Did he say the word dinosaurs? He did, right?
Yes, he did. And I would like you to make a nature check to know if you know what dinosaur actually is.
Yeah.
Let me see. I rolled a 10.
Yeah, no. You probably don't, actually. You've probably never actually seen a dinosaur. But he used the word dinosaur, so you don't know what that means.
Yeah. He mentioned fighting these creatures called dinosaurs.
Do we know of the word dinosaur?
I've never seen one.
If she says it to us?
I would say from the Dread Realms, no. Although you have heard actually of many fantastical creatures coming through the mist.
Yep.
And that is why it probably was in Barovia. You imagine that creatures come all the time, being pulled from all kinds of planes and all kinds of areas of existence.
Right.
I'd like you to make a nature check.
Okay.
The rest of you, I don't know if there's dinosaurs in Eberron.
Would be.
There are in Elune, though.
But there are in Elune.
Nobody talks about them in
Oh,
yeah, give me a nature check as well, and give me a nature check.
21.
All of you.
Yeah!
21. You know
Nature!
it's actually a large lizard-like creature, reptilian creature. Yeah.
Okay.
21.
Okay, yeah.
Esmeralda.
17.
Sorry,
14.
Okay, you've all heard about it.
Okay. Esmeralda, did you say dinosaur?
Yeah, I've never seen one before, but apparently it was a big opponent.
Yes.
That they fought.
They are like massive, terrifying lizard, reptilian type creatures. Very dangerous.
Oh,
Very.
of course, yeah, that makes sense for this year because bad things keeping on happening, and that's that's on par.
That would be one for sure.
Why not huge lizard creatures that cause destruction throughout the land? Of course.
Exactly.
But he did mention, aside that from his brother having gone missing, but he spoke of a mad mage. That would I know that it was kind of like a legend?
Yeah, like you don't know if it's true or not, but you heard that there's a mad mage that faced Strahd that lives in the mountains.
Yeah, he spoke of this man of legend, this mad mage who would fight Strahd, and he spoke of him as a formidable ally, and spoke of in the direction of where we might find him.
Very interesting.
Were we not told of a mage that fought Strahd when we first arrived here? I think
That
was
must
it
be
our
him.
driver? The first Vistani we'd met. He brought us here. Didn't he tell us?
You have a great memory.
I remember something about this story.
I wasn't there.
That's right, you weren't there.
Was it Stanimir?
It sounds like.
I think it was Stanimir that told us. Do you know Stanimir?
Do I know Stanimir?
You've heard of Stanimir, and he's a local at the Madame Eva's camp. He's one of the elders there.
Yes, I've heard of this elder, but so along with the Mad Mage, the elder was kind enough to give us a map and locations of our allied Vistani.
That is
aid us
tremendous.
along our way.
Because we've just been.
It's really very
stumbling
fortunate
around.
that we were able to see them.
Yes, I agree. I mean, we get decimated during the battles. We might need somewhere to retreat to.
Yeah.
Or they could help.
It helps to know in this land when you.
Right.
It seems like you can never trust anybody to know who you can really trust.
Where do we find this mage?
He said that he lives to the northwest of here. Would he have marked it on the map with the Vistani?
Which Vistani camp?
Would he have marked where the Mad Mage was rumored to have the area? Because he just told me it was to the northwest.
It was in their camp, I believe. It was in Barbanegra where he appeared, but he just said northwest. Yeah, you just know the mountains are northwest, but he didn't know a specific.
Oh, he didn't know a specific to put on the map. Okay, right.
No.
Yeah. No, but perhaps if we ask around in the camps of our allies, maybe somebody knows something. He'd also said that in regards to these hags that we've been seeing, that perhaps Madame Eva might assist us.
Well, that's good to know.
We might need to go back to her.
Might be a good idea.
Not only for information about the hags, but for further clarity about our cards.
And perhaps about even your symbol.
Yes.
Which now you are attuned to after having slept with it around your neck.
Okay. I'll pull it out and I'll look at it. You had asked me what it felt like.
Yes. What does it feel like?
It feels like light. I don't know how to describe it. I'm very hopeful about this. I can feel the power surging through it, but I dare not use it now.
No, of course. Can I look at it whenever I want?
Whenever you ask me to.
Great.
Take it out, I will. But you can't just...
Right, of course. I will not take it without...
Not that you could reach, but...
No, of course. Yes.
Are you okay, Falpher?
I'm curious about this thing. It's very interesting to me.
Okay.
You also know what abilities it has and what it does, but whether you want to share that or not is up to you. Based on the description. So you could, you can reveal as much or as little as you want to the party.
Okay.
So, I'll dig a little deeper. So how does it really feel? No, just kidding.
It feels like light, but it's also very light.
Incredible. Actually, no, it doesn't have a weight. That's fine.
That's why it's so light.
That's why it's so light. Yeah, it's weightless.
Ah.
Wow.
I wonder. Okay. Yes, I feel I'd be able to stop a vampire in its tracks.
Anytime you want, or just like...
Well, by expending the power of the amulet.
Any vampire?
Any vampire. Let me search my head.
Search my head
So,
as well.
What are we missing then from the artifacts that have been spoken of?
Well, we were told there are 3 things we needed. The first one being this amulet.
Sword
The
of...
sun sword.
The sun
Yes.
sword.
Sun sword.
The sword of... yes.
It's someone with a monkey
The man with a monkey.
who would help us.
Oh, was it Zelda? She had a monkey.
Zelda.
Oh, bring them back!
And I just fondly recall Zelda holding the plush monkey, and I just to myself speak, Zelda.
Should have asked about the stupid monkey. I wanted to ask about the monkey, and I didn't ask about the monkey.
I should have asked about the monkey. Okay.
Like, we can't be that far away from the camp.
I just want to...
You guys literally just are on the road, so you could run back.
Can we run back?
But the camp is now off the street.
Oh, it's on?
Yes.
Tell me about your monkey.
We'll be in the Discord, okay? Right after this.
Ask in the Discord. Oh, they're still here.
Oh.
Hey.
So I run back to the camp.
Yeah.
Monkey!
Zelda.
No, I know that.
Sorry, make it quick.
Friends, you returned so quickly.
Yes.
How can we help you?
We forgot one thing Zelda. I will walk over to Zelda and I'll say, now, this is gonna sound so strange, but we were told of needing to meet with someone who had a monkey. I notice in your hands you are carrying a monkey. Is there anything you know about defeating Strahd or saving Barovia or anything like that?
Since I've appeared in Barovia, like I said at 5, I've had this monkey with me ever since. His name's Bananas. Do you want him?
His name is
Can he
Bananas.
help you?
Do I want him? Sure, why not?
No, you can't just take her. I mean, she's not a child, I guess. I keep thinking you guys are children.
Also, I don't think the monkey is the magic item.
How do you... What? You never know. I mean, look at...
Wasn't it a man with a monkey?
It might have been. Who remembers
Bananas
the
has not
cards?
done any magic ever before I've seen.
Where did you get the monkey? You just always had the monkey?
Yeah.
No, sorry. Is this a real monkey or is it a plush monkey?
Plush monkey.
Okay.
Okay.
Damn, do I have a feeling like this is just coincidence?
Yes.
Okay.
Not even gonna make you roll for it.
Zelda is not a man, nor does he have a monkey. He has a stuffed animal.
Okay.
She.
So I'll turn to Zelda and go, although it would be great for us to take this monkey with us, as you can see, we are already carrying so much stuff. We will just go on our way. Thank you so much, though, for the help.
And once again, we're gonna say bye to Kemper.
For the sake of brevity.
Yeah, for the sake of brevity.
This is not the monkey.
You're gonna look out to the road. I like
The
it.
monkey you're looking for.
Yeah, we're gonna head out to the road, and you are now back on the Smolik road, heading wherever you want to head. Where are we headed to?
Northeast?
Yeah, do we want to... What are we doing?
No,
like-
Madame Eva.
Madame Eva?
Madame Eva, right?
Let's go to
Madame
Madame
Eva?
Eva, right?
Madame Eva?
Madame Eva.
Madame Eva. If I
Madame
can get
Eva.
the map back up, please.
Oh, man. Thanks for not dragging that on for an hour.
Yes.
You're welcome.
Because we could
Thank
have.
you for not dragging it
There's
on.
a whole... We could have brought this through next episode.
So Madame Eva is actually quite a bit east of here. It's gonna be like, I wish I had my map. Hang on one second. I am gonna find out because I did not expect you guys to go to Madame Eva.
Well, we're not.
Welcome to-
So maybe we don't want to go.
Okay, well I'm gonna tell you how far it is.
This is the way to Madame
Where is
I feel
Wherever
like
this is where we want to go.
this looks important.
If we were to go to where this setup is, how far on the
Yes,
map
where
would that
would this lovely miniature terrain?
Have I heard of a
on this
field
map?
with a single scarecrow nearby?
Right, somewhere in Oz.
Hang on, two ways.
Is
Just
it
off Yellow
paved
Brick Road.
with yellow bricks?
Yes.
Yeah. We're also looking for a tiger and a tin man.
No, we have. No, that's Sterling. We have a.
Oh, we have the
Yeah,
tin
you
man.
got the Tin Man. We just need a tabaxi and a scarecrow.
Tin man needs a heart.
You're looking at like a 2-hour
Oh,
trip to, and at this point, it's probably the equivalent of about 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
Okay, so
We can
maybe
do it.
that's not the right clue to follow.
yeah.
No, it's whatever you want.
It would. Okay. What are our options? What do we know? What should we do together?
Okay, we want to try to. Do we want to try to get rid of the hag first? We know that we can keep her away with fire.
That's true.
So-
That was helpful.
That was very helpful. Yes.
Also, seeking the Sun Sword is another option.
Yes, we could also do that.
I feel like the mad mage is getting. Or no, sorry. Maybe we just tell him the mage. Angry mage.
Yeah.
Perturbed.
If
mage.
we're trying to
Disgruntled mage.
find the Sun Sword, and if we're trying to find, perhaps we could find who the closest camp is along this map
True.
Yes.
Are they on the Zoom call too?
and see what information they have. But that is probably not on whatever Zoom is in this land. I'm not sure that they are on it.
Okay, so I don't know. My vote, if we're doing this like a democracy, is that we try to find the mage.
The mage.
And
But here's the thing, though: we don't know exactly where it is. We don't have a direction to go. We just know a general direction. But there's mountains and.
yes, and I also feel like this mage we have heard so very little about, but we've heard so much about other things like the hags or like like Madame Eva. We know we need information from her.
Yeah.
We
That's
do?
true.
Of course, because we have to figure out what the other two things are.
Well,
Madame
don't you
Eva.
think she would have just told you if she knew where everything is?
Yeah, but she's kind of like, you have to ask specifically. Roche's not really going to tell you.
Oh, is she like that? I never met her.
It's one of those.
Yeah, she's one of those.
Well,
But Muskoka, I agree with you that we should find the Mad Mage. I just don't know
Where
what
to
the best
start?
way. We can't just go wandering aimlessly in the mists that already are not,
Yeah, kind
in
of
our favor.
into the west, into the mountains is a little vague.
Madame Eva might know.
It's true.
That's true. Okay, Madame Eva might know where to meet.
It's only
Too late now.
It's only
maybe people just think he's mad and crazy because he has a monkey. Maybe he has a monkey. Maybe he's the monkey man.
He's the monkey man. But
Maybe
we will
he
find out
makes
from.
stuffed monkeys.
Perhaps we go see Madame Eva. We talk to her about the mage
And maybe about how to find hags.
and the hags. And
Okay.
And maybe who this monkey man is.
let's do it.
And
How
where
about you,
the sun
Dmitri?
swims.
I think it sounds like a. Sorry, I'm still laughing, picturing you, Falpher, in front of Strahd, holding up the blush monkey. I just thought that was so funny.
So maybe just like
From
half
the
a wine
harness.
next time. Because maybe like a whole glass was too much.
Maybe.
Well, it was a funny situation. You have to understand.
It's very true.
Yeah, I think he underestimated how strong that wine was.
I think we underestimate how strong the monkey was.
Okay. Can we like get a Uber wagon or something to help us go a little quicker?
2 hours later.
No, well, there's no.
So-
travel is travel.
So we're
just
deciding to
gonna
go
walk.
to Madame Eva.
Let's go.
I think so.
It's midday.
Do you agree, Ezmerelda?
It's 2 p.m.
Oh, it's like the middle of the day.
I
Should
would
be
think
safe.
that perhaps she has some answers.
Yeah.
I would say either to try Madame Eva, or if we want to find camps along the way to ask any information, we can also do that along the way.
Are there camps that we know of, given this map
Friendly
that we
ones?
were just given, that were friendly, that are on the way to Madame Eva's?
Oh, you guys are making me work tonight.
Sorry.
Can I have that map back up,
work
please? I like it.
Work it, DM. Work.
I like that you guys are.
Going the total opposite
you guys,
direction.
well, no, I like that you guys are like putting all the clues together and trying to figure out. This is good. This is the first time in 2 seasons that's happened.
We are
pretty great.
We decided today we're
There's-
gonna start playing
there's
the game.
growth.
Yeah,
There's growth. Okay, Guarl is not on the way. Actually, on the road. On the actual road, Tazamar. Tamazar, sorry, is on the way.
We're gonna go through Valaki.
Yeah, you would have to go through Valaki, and then if we can just scroll to the east there, please, producer. Oh, wonderful producer.
That's kind of tough because he has
it's
to
very
like,
difficult.
He has
Oh
to
yeah.
uncrawl.
Oh yeah.
Wow, that's quite the
We're just
map.
doing what we do.
Wow.
So you go all the way down the road, all the way east, past
Strahd,
and then the Sarapul encampment is where it says Madame Eva.
Oh my gosh! Past the burnt.
So basically,
down
back to
windmill.
where you start. I started when you came first to Sarah.
Yeah, I say we do it.
Over, like,
Oh, do we have a way to communicate remotely with anyone? No, we don't.
You're right. The walkie-talkie.
But here it is,
Oh,
in my
well,
pocket.
I found
I've got a
this
CB
on the
radio
road.
built right into my chest.
Oh dear.
A ham radio, actually.
built into his
Oink,
chest.
oink.
All right. So
so we're gonna walk there. We're gonna walk all the way to the other side of the world.
It's only 2 hours away.
When was the last time you went for a 2-hour walk?
Dude, not that long ago. Maybe 10, 12 years.
I don't get tired.
You were just talking about being harnessed to Sterling so you could attack and not have to walk anywhere. And now
That's
you want to
true.
go on the 2-hour walk?
I do slow everyone down for 2 hours.
Sit
if
on
you
my
do this.
shoulder.
Oh my gosh!
what do you want to do?
I think
I'm just gonna say, we all heard him say it. He's totally okay with this. You cannot complain anywhere along this way.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, fine, I agree. That I will not complain.
Okay.
Fine, this one time I will not complain. Fine.
You guys are heading towards.
But I won't like it.
You guys are heading towards Madame Eva. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
You take the road east, and it's a long ways. About an hour, just over an hour into your trek,
Yep.
you come to a familiar crossroads, and off to the left, you see the visage of a burnt-out windmill.
Yes.
What is left of it is basically the outer kind of stone shape, form of it, but the veins have burnt away, and kind of the scaffolding's gone. but for the most part, it's just kind of like a cold, dark, sooted edifice.
I'll tap on Sterling's shoulder because I'm on Sterling's shoulder. I'm assuming. Or
No,
something.
you're walking.
No, I
walking?
picked him up and
No,
put
he
him on my
picked-
shoulder.
I thought he was going to walk.
No,
and
No,
not
he's
have
slow,
me.
man.
Convenient.
No, he's going to walk. He was
he-
going to have the long
He's-
2-hour
he-
walk and
He
not
picked
complain.
me up. I didn't ask for it. He just legit picked me up and put it on
He's
his shoulders.
slow. He'd slow us down. Look at how little those. He's like a sausage dog.
We'll just drag him along.
So I yell out to Dmitri. Dmitri, crap! What's my thought now? Oh yes. Don't you have the deed? Is that really our windmill? Do you still have the paper?
I believe I do.
It's here. It's one of these two.
Yeah, it's one of those.
So
I think you
you're
have.
afraid of hags, and you want to go back to the windmill?
No. All I'm saying is that I think we own that place, and I was reminded of it as we are walking by the burned down building.
Yeah. We should
It's that
search
one.
the rubble for gold.
Look at that! Look at that awesome looking deed.
Do we see a
Yes.
burnt
Hold that
down
up
park
to the
nearby?
camera.
Right?
Yeah, can we get
There it
the overcam for the first time and just show everyone at home the amazing deed that we have from
Beetle and
Beetle and
Grim.
Grim?
Check that out. Look, it's got a notary
We
public
got
on
a
there.
sign in here still, but
I do. The new
That's it.
proprietors.
It's actually blank. That's the point.
It's us.
Right.
We own this place.
Do you have a crayon? I can put Sterling's name in there.
Maybe read it out.
Yes, I do have the deed.
There's a lot of words.
Remind you what it says. Proprietors, Gustav and Elizabeth Durst. Title property, Durst Windmill. Situated at the base of the mountains east of Valaki, west of the gates of Barovia. This is to certify that the above-listed proprietor is now registered as the absolute proprietor of the land comprised in the above-mentioned title list.
Interesting. Freudian sleep.
Hold on a second. It's west of Barovia?
West of the
It's
gates
also
of Barovia.
compromised.
Yeah.
It's west of the gates. There's two gates. There are gates along the way. Remember those big
Yes.
gates that you guys they pass through? Yeah.
Yes, it's all very official, and now we have it.
Perhaps when we have a moment, we could spend some time here. Maybe build it back up into something that it belongs to us.
Yeah,
Perhaps we have
do
a home
like
base?
an open like an open floor concept.
Yes, like with open ceiling and open floors.
Like
You don't want to use it for
vaulted
pies.
ceilings, open concept.
Well, the great thing about Barovia is most of the buildings are made of stone. So
True.
I do have reservations about trying to redeem something that was used for such evil.
reservations.
Oh, we
Wouldn't
don't
you?
need the reservations. It's our place.
Yeah, we own it. We did not make reservations.
We own it, and we also burned it down.
Yes.
I need to stop hanging out with Falpher. Look what he's doing to me.
Apologies. Okay, but seriously, no. Yes, I would love to perhaps redeem a place that was once used for evil and turn it to something used for good.
An orphanage?
Perhaps an orphanage.
Oh, yeah, the kids would love to come back here.
No, then
I
You
guess it's
back
okay?
here.
You don't think the kids are traumatized enough having to go into that windmill and be made into pies? You think they want to go back in there?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
can
think
hear
so.
the ghost stories now.
Listen, I think
Right.
rebranding is great and all, but I don't think there's enough rebranding you can do to that place that would make any kid want to stay in there.
We call it something like the Great Adventurer's House of Pies. I'm kidding. No, what we do is
We'll just make bread or something. Even.
Use it for bread, like a mill should be, right?
but we
Well, the mill part is all burnt out though now. You burnt the mill part.
but we can
Like you
make
built all
another
the. Yeah, you could build the. I guess you could.
Could
Well,
we
okay,
not
just
make
like
a
a hotel.
fortress?
all I'm saying is this: is we do not have a place to call our own in Barovia. It seems like we've been here and will be here for quite some time. Perhaps we make it our own. That is all.
We could.
It's a good idea.
We could rent it to the Valaki if they need a place to stay.
Or
Make a
offer it.
bed and breakfast.
Yes.
Maybe when we go back to the that camp, we could get them to make us a new lock for the door.
You do know crafters who do all sorts of things.
Yeah. We're gonna hire those guys. They're gonna come hook us up. We're gonna do some renovations. It's gonna be a nice.
Oh,
Interesting
Why
idea.
not a watchtower?
Oh, watchtower! I love that.
Watch
To,
tower.
to destroy undead on the road as they make their way.
Well, I thought we could make it into like an. inn
Like
or
have
something so we could
undead
get money.
snipers on the rooftop.
Yeah, to attack whatever creatures might be migrating through this area.
The Watchtower
I
Inn.
kind of like that idea, actually.
Okay.
Well, we could talk about it. We still got a long walk to do.
We do. Let's keep going.
I know.
Yes, but a very good idea.
Do we see a burnt down cart nearby that's full of gold?
No.
Do we see a pile of ashes full of gold?
No.
Do we see just gold?
Is there anything shiny glinting through?
Okay.
No and no and no.
Okay.
That is sad.
Onward to Madame Eva's. Shall we do it?
Yes,
Oh,
onward.
Yes.
Okay. As you continue on, you pass. You come to the other gates, and these are massive buttresses with those statues kind of in front of them. And as you approach them, as usual, they open up of their own volition, and you pass through.
How do they do that?
You follow the river kind of along now the path, and you do see at the base of a canyon, at the far end of which is a great waterfall, as you cross a bridge to the south. And this great waterfall spills into a pool, billowing forth clouds of cold mist. A great stone bridge spans the canyon, nearly 1,000 feet overhead.
Is this the place where the Mad Mage fell?
How do you remember these things?
I just remember something about the Mad Mage and a waterfall and a fall, and people thought he was dead, I think.
Yeah.
Just,
That's a good question.
It flashed in my mind for a second.
Yes, for a brief moment. I think I saw it as well.
Mine as well.
I don't remember
I think we're passing it too.
I don't know if I'm remembering it right, but that sounds right to me.
Yes, we should bring it up.
This is a mind for stories and all.
Very good.
You do. You really do.
You really do. It's very strange. Okay, let's move on.
Okay. The road gradually disappears, is replaced by a twisted, muddy path that you guys know. And this is on the other side. You came down this muddy path from the one end. Now you're entering it from the west. Deep ruts in the earth are evidence of the comings and goings of wagons. The canopy of mist and branches suddenly gives way to black clouds boiling far above. There is a clearing here, next to a river that widens to form a small lake several hundred feet across. 5 colorful round tents, each 10 feet in diameter, are pitched outside a ring of 4-barrel top wagons. A much larger tent stands near the shore of the lake, its sagging form lit from within. Near this tent, 8 unbridled horses drink from the river. It is approximately about 4 to 5 p.m. at this point. The mournful strains of accordion clash with the singing of several brightly clad figures around bonfire. A footpath continues beyond this encampment, meandering north between the river and the forest's edge. You have obviously already been here, and welcome to the Serpool encampment and the home of Madame Eva.
Okay, so I'll lean down to Sterling's ear, and I'll just say, Sterling, I just want to say, I do not take the ride for granted. Thank you very much, my friend, for carrying me through this mud.
You're welcome. I forgot you were there.
Great!
You're so light.
And you're so strong.
Thank you.
Awesome. Shall we go to Madame Eva's?
Yes. The tent was this way, wasn't it?
Yes.
So we just kind of navigate.
So you kind of navigate, and the Vistani kind of stand up, and they kind of recognize you. Some of them do. So there are new Vistani here too, and this seems to be a bit of a hub for the Vistani. Like they come here on a kind of regular basis. They meet here, and Madame Eva kind of being the matriarch of the Vistani people, and one of the oldest ancient Vistani. Nobody quite knows how old, but she has been here a very long time. No,
don't. That's a good lady.
Yeah, it's rude.
Exactly. As you kind of pass, you get to the tent, and there is like a burly Vistani kind of standing at the opening, and he says, "Yes, may I help you?"
Yes. You remember us from before?
I do not. I've not seen you before, and you do not recognize this specific Vistani.
Oh.
We are friends of Madame Eva, and we would like to seek an audience with her.
She is not here. She is not present currently at the camp. Is there something I can help you with?
Is she gonna be back today?
Oh, why does it matter?
Because we wanted to talk to her. So.
She may be back later this evening, but I do not know.
Perhaps ask some of your friends about us. We are adventurers in the land, and we are becoming quite famous.
Some of
some of your friends, your Vistani friends, will have definitely heard
Please,
about us.
enjoy. I see that they recognize you. You are welcome in the camp.
No, I simply asked because Madame Eva is not taking audiences currently because she wants a rest or something. Maybe she just needs to know that it's us who are coming to see her. Is she here? Will she be here soon?
We also have Ezmerelda here.
Ooh, name dropping. Don't tell her about me. She doesn't know me.
And he looks at you, and you do recognize him. His name is Nico, and he is one of Madame Eva's kind of bodyguards slash people who take care of things. He usually greets people coming into her tent, and she has a number of them that kind of cycle through.
Is it Nico Ulrich?
Handler, yeah. Huh?
Ulrich?
No.
No, okay, all right.
Okay. I'll say to Nico, there have been a lot of strange things happening. I don't know if you've heard about Irina, but a lot of strange things have been happening since, and we really could use some answers if Madame Eva could be so kind as to help us.
I'm positive she would be so kind to help you if she was here, but she is not here.
When would
And
she
you
return?
said she will be back when?
Perhaps later this evening. She did not give me a time, but she left in one of the wagons not long ago. But if there is something we can potentially help you with, there are many Vistani here, and
Well, you wouldn't happen to know who might be able to help us with a little night hag situation we're in the middle of. She haunts our dreams, and we can't seem to catch her.
night hags.
Yes.
What about them? You say there are night hags here?
Yes, the old bone grinder mill. They were turning children into pies, and we killed one of them. 2 of them escaped, and now they seem to be entering our dreams and harming us as we rest. We would like to find them and end them.
For some time I have heard of this, what you speak of. We have wondered about the windmill for some time, and I'm sad to hear, but thank you for doing what you have to liberate children from their certain deaths. I'm saddened to hear that, and I will let Madame Eva know when she returns, for sure.
Okay, do you happen to know where the mage lives?
The mage? Can you tell me what mage?
Mr. Mage.
The
Mad Mage. is what
Well,
people call him.
I just thought it wasn't like a polite term, so I thought I'd just shorten it to mage.
Yeah, it's what people call him now. It's moniker.
I think it's like what people know him as, Sterling, right?
Yeah, it's like a nickname.
Yeah,
like-
well, okay, mad mage. I don't know what kind of mad.
One moment.
See, I
Okay.
think like that's why maybe we just ask Madame Eva.
We could stay for a few hours, have a couple
Yeah.
drinks more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and I pull out my wineskin.
Yeah.
Or my
Falpher, you must be
waterskin.
so exhausted from the trek.
Oh my goodness, my legs are just so refreshed. I mean, how are you guys doing?
I also wear capes, so it's kind of padded. It would have been like a very
Whoa.
cushy seat for you, I suppose.
Yeah, why didn't
Very
you grab
nice.
onto his cape?
What?
Why didn't you grab onto his cape?
Sorry, I
he was
could not
kind of
understand.
holding on to it to stay.
wa-
I understand both of you.
Great. Because he let me go on his shoulders. He's a friend of mine.
Oh, sorry, I don't understand what you're saying.
Right, I know.
All right, good. Glad you know.
I do have concerns at the suggestion of us staying here. It's already getting close to the evening, and if we stay many more hours, we'll have to sleep here.
Okay. But they got fires, so
Well,
at least we won't get eaten
It
by the
would be
hags.
a much safer place than out by ourselves in the middle of nowhere.
It's true.
Do you think they would be hospitable to us, Ezmerelda?
I mean, I would hope so. I don't think that they'll have anything against us staying, but then again, as with any place, we have to ask kindly.
And there's enough time left in the day for Falpher to do something that would kind of mess up the opportunity.
It's true. Plenty of time.
Yeah, remember last time we were here?
No,
You
I'm just
guys were-
assuming.
Oh, they were running around.
All right, yeah, I was here.
Yeah, you
This-
washed him.
That was funny.
Oh,
I
but he's
remember
due for
that.
another wash.
Have you
Hey.
not kept up with your hygiene? Sterling, can you attest?
My scent receptors.
At this point, actually, you hear a familiar sound, and the raucous laugh of Stanimir, who kind of steps out. He says, "Hello, welcome back to the camp." And he kind of comes out of his tent, and he says, "We have not seen you in many days. How have you been in Barovia?"
I'm new, actually, but it's good to meet you.
Yes, it's very nice to meet you. What is your name?
I'm Muskoka.
I am Stanimir. Very nice to meet you. Very good.
I like chopping down trees.
Yes.
Wearing high heels. Suspenders and a bra.
What?
That's a
No,
song!
that's not the
Yes.
song I know.
I don't know that one
It's
either.
from
What
everyone.
he just wants to let you know that he is a lumberjack and he's okay.
Yes.
Yeah, he's okay.
Very well. May I help you? How have you been in Barovia? You have been here now many days. You look like you are all in one piece.
We have a lot.
Worse for wear in some places.
You're too colors coming.
That's a great moment.
I understand that one.
For a brief moment, I did not know where I was. We have experienced so many things since we saw you last Stanimir.
Yes. Have you been drinking recently? I smell bird on your
You know it.
on your lips.
You know
Yes,
it.
of course.
I tried to talk him down.
We have faced Strahd himself.
You have,
Sorry.
and he goes somber.
Yeah.
And even the people around, when people hear that, there's a hush that goes over. He says, "You have met the devil."
We have indeed. In fact, more than once.
There are people who are here their entire lives and they never meet or see him.
Yes.
Please, tell us. And you can tell that he's weighing what is going on here. And he kind of says, come, of course, sit by the fire. You guys all kind of sit by the fire. And he says, please, tell us your story.
Well, the first time, it was after we met you on the road.
Yes.
And we saw him in the church.
In
Valaki. And he ran away like a...
We heard
No, he was not
he
scared.
attacked Valaki. We are not allowed inside the walls, but we have ears and people who tell us things.
Yes, we fought him in the church. And
I did hear of those exploits. That was you.
That was us.
That is very...
And Dmitri,
Yes.
he almost died. But he did not.
He is still here, I can see that.
It was very, very close there.
Very close.
Esmeralda and Rictavio.
Without them,
Yes.
we would be less people here. But also,
He invited us to dinner,
he did.
and then we went, and he gave us a mission, which we said we accepted, but really, we were trying to be helpful. He wanted us to bring back Irina, but instead,
You know this Irina, right?
I've heard she is the adopted daughter of the burgomaster of the village of Barovia.
That is correct.
yes, well, instead of bringing her back to Strahd, we helped in some sort of pool ceremony in which she entered the water and disappeared, and then a crack of lightning, and we believe it was Strahd.
We may have angered him.
I was great too that you left out.
That was also
part.
you,
There's
because
a lot
we
of
all heard that, and all chaos broke loose across all of our camps. And it appears that those who are not allied with him were attacked. All the camps, all at once, by zombies.
Zombies.
We may have had a little part to play in some errors along the way. But it is because of these errors that we are here, and we must find a way to defeat Monsieur Strahd.
Well, it sounds like you know much. For some time we have known that Irina perhaps carried the bloodline of Tatiana. Of course, Strahd takes many consorts, but he has only known one true love. She was a peasant girl. But we don't know what happened to her. But there has been there has been word and people have spoken about that perhaps this Irina has a connection to her, and that is why Strahd wanted her. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
And she is now gone.
She is now
Where is she gone?
She walked into the pool to meet her real lover, Sergei, who was Strahd's brother.
It's quite a triangle of love they
Yeah,
must have had.
You can't even make that stuff up.
But her spirit, the spirit of Tatiana.
I really think that she might have really left.
Yeah.
Yes.
She melted into the water.
No, but
But I mean, not left, died. Left.
Oh, yeah.
what Ezmerelda is saying is that there is a way to leave Barovia. And we believe that perhaps Irene actually left through
this pool, you say. What? Tell me more about this pool. Where was it?
It was in Krisk, but the pool seemed to change after Irene went through. It's
Yeah, I
different.
think-
It's regular water now.
Strahd's lightning struck it, and whatever connection it had to the Morning Lord that we'd understood seems to be gone.
Seems to be.
Then that is lost.
Yes.
Perhaps it was a portal? I mean,
No.
we Vistani can leave as we see fit, but
Really?
as of late, it appears that Strahd has turned his gaze against those that do not quite agree with his doings. He has punished us and is stopping some of us from being able to leave anymore. Those that are allies of his, he allows to come and go still. But we are protected for a long time. There is a long-standing understanding between us because of an ancient favor, an ancient kindness that we did.
What
But
favor?
it seems as though that is a story. Perhaps I told you early on. Strahd, when he was injured, when he was not what he is today, we took him in and we helped him and we healed him. He then, this is after a great battle. And once he took this land and took ownership of it, and the mists came and they surrounded it, that ended, and everything ended, and Barovia became its own, how you call it, a demi-plane, a plane all of its own. But because of our kindness, he allows us to come and go, and that has changed recently, and it appears now that his ire has turned to those that look to confront and foil him.
Do you ever feel like maybe that was a mistake to help him? I mean, it probably wasn't you, like it was your ancestors or whatever, but I feel like maybe next time don't do that.
Well, I would imagine that if you were dying on the side of the road, that any good Samaritan would stop and help you. I would not know that you become the dread lord of all that is holy and unholy and unpure in the world in the next number of years.
Okay.
So we just did something that we thought was kind.
You're good people.
And, as horrible as he is, he's a man of his word.
If we were all of us, allied against Strahd, do you think we could stop him?
No.
Not just us, but you as well.
Many have
Vistani, an army, everyone that stands against him. Could we not storm his castle? Could we not get him when he's outside the walls? Do something.
There have been many, many attempts. I mean, it would take a formidable, that is very difficult to say, army to be able to destroy the maker of this realm. There was a mad mage. I heard you speaking of him.
Oh, yeah.
He was incredibly powerful. And he came against Strahd, and Strahd smote him from the mountainside.
Smote
I think you
He's
were
from
telling us about
from
this
the
when you first
edge
met.
of Castle Ravenloft, and that mad mage has never been seen again until yesterday.
Yesterday.
Have you heard word of where we might be able to locate him?
Well, of course, he
Where did he show up?
appeared in one of our camps, and he appeared to aid them, and this is the first time in a year since he was thrown from the mountain that he actually was able to, that he appeared. We thought he was lost. We thought all was lost, and he was incredibly powerful, but even himself, a very powerful mage, from what we understand, with magics that we can't even dream of being able to create. He could not even do it. So how could you?
But he was
There are
one.
legends of these certain magical artifacts, and we are collecting them.
Yes. Does this change your answer? And I show him the amulet.
Oh, I would have waited a little bit before you just started pulling things.
His eyes widen, and he says, "Is that what I think he is?"
Of course, I found it.
Okay, put it away now. Put it away. We want to show everybody.
That is the holy symbol of Ravenkind. How did you get your hands on that?
I found
That
it.
is
It was me.
Oh, he
one
was
of
like
the
a
most
kidnapper.
revered and legendary items in the land. And he watches it go in your shirt, and he says, "You are not quite what you seem."
We are
been very
double at
busy.
least what we seem. At least double what we seem.
There may just be hope for Barovia yet. And that is where we're going to end this.
Oh!
All right.
Oh.
Thank you, everyone at home, for watching. We're going to wait on the draw real quick, and we'll announce that.
This is real cool, by the way.
Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah,
This
yeah,
is
no
cool,
idea.
man.
Yeah, you have no idea. No, that was a quick one.
Okay.
Sometimes they just put stuff on the table to kind of throw you off. Like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go
Well,
with that
that
field.
worked.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Sometimes I build an abbey just to throw you off.
Yeah, just threw you off for 3
We'll just
freaking episodes.
keep this there.
Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you liked what you've seen, please consider following us on Twitch. That is twitch.tv/RealmSmith. Make sure that you also follow twitch.tv/Beetle and Grims and twitch.tv/DND for all of your D&D goodness that continues to make our lives so much better, especially through this pandemic. The winner is Kevin_Manx.
Thanks.
Well, congratulations, and our Smith Guardians will be in touch with you to be able to take your information so we can send you these wonderful dice that exist by these wonderful guys. If you are interested in being a part, perhaps showing up on stream, if you subscribe at Tier 2 or Tier 3 to our Twitch, you may have an opportunity to show up like the guys did today and join our Discord and actually create items for our party. It's a wild craziness. We've always had the dream of creating an interactive stream, and we're here.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And it's, I think we have over 300 people, 300 people, I think, on our Discord.
Almost 300.
And almost that many Vistani who are actively, constantly role-playing. And this will lead to, obviously, some pinnacle events close to the end of the season that you don't want to miss. So consider subscribing at those levels and join in the crafting goodness and Vistani mayhem that exists. You guys have a wonderful night. Tomorrow night, I'll see you behind the screen. Thursday night with Joel Auge for Player Stable. And, of course, Sunday for Nosers. I don't know, I just went into this.
Also, Sunday Nosers Marvelous
tutorials, and then
menu.
episode 9 on Monday. We love you guys. You guys have a wonderful week. Take care of yourselves. Much love. Thank you, Noura. You guys have a good night.
Bye-bye, so long, everybody.
See you later.